this guy wants him to read this, he won't read it, then all of a sudden you're hard to deal with. But what they don't realize is that fucking guy will be gone.
So we're up, Andy, just to let you know.
Alright, I'll be quiet.
No, you can absolutely talk. Absolutely you can talk.
I think that, if anything, if it does stand for
You're the only one. I'll put your banner up
There you go, let's go. Let's do it.
Hey, you're the guy.
Let's kick it off, buddy.
There you go.
This is all about safety. Safety, they'll never say what it really is about, which is intolerance. And that's sad. It's just sad. It's not a... They'll never say it's about pushing.
This is your station for the 16K a day giveaway. Coming up at 5 after the hour on KHOW Denver, an iHeart radio station.
By Lowe's.
Taking a look at the highway drive in the metro area, got something blocking the left lane, eastbound 270 after University. That's backing you up to Santa Fe at this time, so pack your patience on that stretch. Looks like coming out of the tech center, northbound I-25, a bit stop and go, starting at about Bellevue. Doesn't let up until you get north of Evans, so watch out for that. Delays in southbound I-25 downtown from I-70 traveling down towards Colfax. Westbound I-70 slow in the elevated portion, both directions of 270 slow on the approach to Vasquez. The weather forecast. Well, there could be areas of fog, severe thunderstorms possible today, a high of 70. Right now, some fog and 52. With your traffic and weather, I'm Pete Wagner, 630 K-How.
You should try getting on YouTube with your phone right now and see if that will, if you...
I should try right now.
That's 5% on all purchases in-store or online, subject to credit approval. U.S. only.
Celebrate our biggest savings of the year. It's the Champion Spring Celebration. It's our very best offer of the year. Buy 2 new Champion windows and get the third one free.
So Craig from Rocky Mountain will come in later wherever you want to put him, just wherever headphones you want.
You should be closer to this. I don't know if I know him. From Rocky Mountain?
Rocky Mountain Tire. So he's a mobile tire service.
Experience lower energy bills, a more comfortable home, and huge home improvement savings with our best offer of the year. Online at getchampion.com. Buy 2 new Champion windows and get the third one free. Plus, get 20% off new Champion siding and sunroof.
We're up.
Don't miss the Champion.
I know we're going to pretend we know what we're talking about.
Champion.com.
We're just talking about that school shooting stuff.
Champion lifetime warranty applies to Comfort 360.
Yeah, I didn't know about it either. You didn't either?
Subject to qualifying credit approval.
First I heard of it.
Just required. All discounts apply to our regular prices.
Get in the know now.
No. Store website for details.
Visit
You know what I know?
Casino Blackhawk for exhilarating gaming.
Wow, now it's 8 to 10 there.
Oh,
Play the hottest new slot machines or grab a seat at our exciting table games.
Does it say what weapons they use?
And blackjack.
No.
Grab a bite to eat at Otis and Henry's restaurant and indulge in mouth-watering burgers. Then end your night in one of our luxurious hotel rooms. Plan your trip to Lady Luck Casino Blackhawk today. Must be all terms, conditions,
Hey, it's Michael Brown here for the new Carolina Bellevue Station Retirement Community. It's opening soon in the heart of the Denver Tech Center, and the Carolina is an upscale senior living community offering independent living, assisted living, and even memory care. The general manager, Andy, and her team are a great group that you should go meet. The models are now open, and you can tour the one-bedroom model. All I want you to do is call 720-279-9112 or visit the Information Center right off Bellevue and South Niagara Street and do it today.
They say that 2 things are inevitable, death and taxes. Well,
The simple fact of the matter is they like to pick on freaking AR-15s and MCXs and whatnot. If I was going to do it, I'd want to send my automatic shotgun with freaking 100-round drums.
With Bright Street Energy,
Close quarters, ain't nothing better.
solar panels are on my roof. It adds value to your home, and it's great to know that when other people's electricity prices go up, schedule your free solar consultation today at brightstreet.com.
I really do think it's social media. Portrays these guys as they want their 15 minutes.
But it's actually really easy to win.
That was pretty easy.
$1,000. That is crazy. It's a 16K a day giveaway. Listen every hour at 5.
But you're right, if you had
Someone's out because their father or mother passed away, so he's doing all them too.
But it seems to me he'd make more money doing his old job than his new one. I don't understand.
I think you get a cut of everything, so I'm assuming it's bigger.
Oh.
And then they probably, hopefully they give him a good bonus, you know. Andy, what is going on, man?
What's happening?
Have you driven one of those 1,000 horsepower, whatever the hell you're selling now?
What you call
They won't let us, dude.
The Hellcat?
Demon.
The Demon.
Yeah.
The Hellcat isn't it Hellcat Demon or is it Siemens?
Just a demon.
Oh,
Demon.
We have.
Does it look like a Hellcat?
Yeah. Have you seen the
At Santa Fe High
the one they call a white body? The Challenger white body, Hellcat white body has fender flares. And
What are they, about
I should have
100?
taken some pictures. That demon.
Commercial
Do
sheet.
you have one down there?
Yeah. Yeah, we have 4. That demon has tires on it you wouldn't even think are street legal. They look like slicks.
They won't let you guys even.
We can't do it.
Can people, what else if I wanted to test drive it?
Couldn't do it.
Why?
Because it's from build to owner. They take them off the truck, pull them in the building, and then they're done.
Oh, so no one is ever
No
driven?
one drives.
Holy
Unless
shit.
you own it, you don't drive it.
Wow.
So far,
Is it in the showroom there?
no, they're in the shop.
Oh, wow.
They don't even put them up there.
Oh, they don't want anybody touching
So far, out of 4, 2 have gone out in covered trucks. To one in Washington, I don't know where the other one went.
How much were they?
They're coming in at $94,000,
That's
$95,000
great. That's
sticker.
cheaper than, like,
But,
anything in its class.
But they're selling for $150.
Oh, so you guys are making money
People are
on it.
paying $150.
So I mean, really, Jim's got to love that. You're making real money on a car.
They're doing well. Somehow or another, one guy bought at sticker. And I don't know how that happened. He had to know somebody.
I think so.
What's that one Ford does like that? It goes from order to customer. I think it's called the GT.
Yeah, the GT.
But
You
it's
have to
like
get- you have to actually
200.
get on the line, you have to get approved.
That's right. Because they
Actually,
were,
get selected. I've got a friend.
So even if you're paying cash, boy, you got to get
You have to
selected.
be selected. I've got a friend that actually got 2 of them.
Ford had that suit against John Cena, huh?
Oh, that's right.
Did you see that?
Because he was on the list and he sold them, and you signed something
You have to
saying you
sign
won't
that
sell
you
them.
won't sell it.
Really?
So, yeah, John Cena's the one.
Yeah, because he bought it for whatever sticker is and turned around and doubled it.
Yeah. So they saw the suit against him. I don't know how that went.
I don't know either.
I'm sure I bet they settled out of,
Oh, yeah. Well, I'm sure they didn't do anything.
Gordon's had their own refresh, and the biggest surprise is the best
They probably just wanted to prove a
with
point.
new deliveries each week. I discover something unique and exciting every time I shop, and the deals are amazing. Plus, with G Rewards, I earn points with every dollar I spend, so I can save even more.
Greg, what's happening, man?
Smaller prices.
Greg. God almighty,
What's up, dude?
the name Craig and Greg, I hate those names. They shouldn't be loud. It should be one or the other. I always say Craig when I mean Greg, and Greg when I mean Craig. It's Greg. Thank you. Hi, Greg. What's happening? It is Greg.
Just change your name and let's just end this.
Let's
Tell your wife
either.
that's it. Just
Answer either.
Yeah.
Well,
Craig.
That's it.
Do people call you Craig sometimes? Do you get that mistake? Because it's so, I've always had a problem with those names.
And I don't enunciate very well, so.
Advanced Mud Jacking has the solution. Fixing sinking concrete for over 25 years. Call Brian at Advanced Mud Jacking. 303-424-9441 or advancedmudjacking@yahoo.com.
Your home is more than a valued asset. It can be an energy producer too with Cam Solar, Denver's most trusted energy company with more than 3,000 solar projects looking to boost equity and protect yourself from rising utilities.
All these kids are playing this game called Fortnite now. So it's 100 people. The game lasts 15 minutes. And the world, it's first-person shooter. Last man surviving wins. But the world shrinks. So it starts out as, like, say, a neighborhood. By the time it's over, you're in a house or a little tiny area. So in 15 minutes later, it's last man standing. I got to try it. It sounds fun to me. Doesn't sound fun to you?
Is Alarama's coming in?
Yes, where you're doing spots with them after the show. Quick spots.
You know, I really have all that audio from
Hey, it's Ross, and if that describes you,
No, he's got particular things, I think. I
That's
suspect.
good. That's good.
$5,000
I don't know. Hulu's $11 a month now. I don't
I
even
bought
know.
some for my dad yesterday.
I don't know Hulu's worth now.
You just lost them 50 cents.
That's all right.
I don't know much about
Hulu, baby.
I used to watch shows in there. I don't think I watch
No, it's
anything
good.
on Hulu.
Hulu.
I
You
think
just
that's
won't, you
wrong.
won't be on record, though.
What do you mean?
You won't have the, they just did the,
Right.
3%.
Do you watch anything on Hulu? I'm thinking I'm going to drop it.
Oh, no, man, I do, my Showtime is through Hulu.
Oh, is it cheaper that way?
$8.
Is that for, what is Showtime Direct? You get the Showtime Direct, like for
You might be looking
Homeland? Do you do Homeland?
Everything Showtime has.
But you also have Amazon, don't you? Amazon Prime? Because you can get Showtime, well, not through Amazon.
Yep, that's $8 too.
I'm wondering why I have Hulu.
Do you get commercials?
I use Hulu for, what was the one, God, I loved it, but it was the most depressing show.
Not Handmaid's Tale.
No, it's on there. I love Handmaid's Tale. The first season I liked. I haven't seen the
Oh
second.
God, I can't stand it.
No, what was,
Stephanie and I started
what's the
watching.
one with the really, really fat girl? I mean, she's huge, man. And the dad died, so they basically do it.
Oh, this
Is Us.
This Is Us. So like that, I watched the whole thing on Hulu. That's on Hulu.
Oh,
There's all kinds of TV shows on Hulu that you can watch like that. That's why I have Hulu. That This Is Us is great, but man, is that not the most depressing show?
Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. Welcome to the show. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Today is Car Day. You know, in Car Day, we talk about cars, but we don't exclusively limit our topic to cars. But if you want to talk about cars, we will talk about cars or motor vehicles in general. Welcome. Jeff Vick, Kimmer Transmission with us, Alaramas Pro Auto Care, and Andy Barella, service manager down at Colorado Springs Dodge, one of the few dealers on our referral list at referrallist.com that we love.
Largest Dodge dealer in the state.
Okay, my phone's ringing. I didn't silence it. I'll silence it right now, folks. Welcome. So, here's the deal. If you have a problem, a question or complaint, if someone's pissing you off, let us know. If someone cheated you, let us know. And we were talking before the break about streaming and shows. I don't think I watch regular cable at all anymore. I just need the broadband for Netflix. Amazon I watch a lot. I watch Amazon and Netflix more than anything. You can even get news apps. Why do you need cable at all? Why? You can get Showtime on Hulu or on Amazon. You can get HBO. By the way, Mark, Billions, that show Billions.
You said it's great.
I didn't see the second season yet, or is it the third season? Which one is out now? But whatever it is, oh my God, it's a great show, especially for you.
I've been watching Shameless. I love Shameless.
I don't know what it's about. What is it about?
A very dysfunctional family. That's the best way to put it. They're crazy.
I want people to make recommendations for shows to binge. Now, I get caught up in corny, crazy shows. I do. I get caught up in them. I just don't know what to say. What?
Oh, I just thought of one.
Scandal, for example. I watched every season of Scandal.
I love Karate Kid, and guess what? There's a Karate Kid 10 episodes out. It's got Ralph Macchio, and it's got the Cobra Kai guy, the bad guy.
Yeah.
Sounds boring.
Oh my God, I'm gonna binge it this
What, are they
weekend.
gonna have a wheelchair race?
No, here's what happened. So the Cobra Kai guy, he's the bad guy.
Yeah.
He decides, because apparently he's down and out, he opens up a new studio. So Ralph Macchio, of course, has to open up the good studio. So you've got the bad Karate Kids and the good ones again.
Oh, my
it's going to be awesome.
By the way, this hour brought to you by Flexident, since we're talking about cars. Flexident, the paintless dent repair. In fact, it's the only way to get your car repaired if you don't have paint damage. Why would anyone do anything else at all? Why? I mean, it would be so ridiculous to go to a body shop when you can do Flexident. And FlexidentofColorado.com will get you there quickest. FlexidentofColorado.com, and you can look them up, okay, and get an appointment right away. If you're coming up on a year and you haven't filed your claim, you could lose your insurance claim. That's my tip today. Any insurance claim, if you don't file within a year, you can lose your right. And if you don't close it out, you won't get your replacement cost when it comes to homes. But anyway, FlexidentofColorado.com, 303-619-6255. 73. All right. I don't think, Andy, you're with a dealer. If somebody had paintless dent repair on a trade, you wouldn't even know it, would you? I mean, I don't think it would affect value to you if they had dings taken out of a hood and it's paintless dent repair.
It doesn't, but nowadays everything gets disclosed. That's a fact. But does it? You can't tell.
No. If there's no bond or anything, Todd wants to talk about Karate Kid. Go ahead, Todd.
Hey, Cobra Kai is amazing. I watched it all in a binge one weekend, and then my daughter and I watched it again together. And
really,
you know, you're always like wanting to root for the underdog.
Yeah.
With just a little bit of a narrative change.
Don't tell me.
Johnny. I'm not telling you.
No spoiler, bud.
Do you start wanting to root for the Cobra Kai?
I'm not going to spoil anything, but let's.
Oh, I can't wait. Suzanne, we're doing this. We're doing this weekend.
Hold on. The psychology behind the show is what?
The psychology to me behind the show is amazing. It's fantastic.
You know,
was it written well? I mean, it's good.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I've said this before. You very seldom have poorly written shows with poor plot lines. We have geniuses right now. These young kids that must have been. They were babies when I was growing up, but now they're in their 30s and 40s producing these shows. Oh, my God. The one is better than the other. I just can't believe the level of quality of shows. Now, there are some still bombs out there and some corny stuff. I mean, God, there's one about a black superhero that is so badly written, so badly acted, and it's called Black Lightning. God, it's bad. It's so bad.
It sounds like you watched it.
I do. I watch it.
That's one of my favorites. It's like Sharknado.
I watch it because it's so bad.
It is.
It is so bad.
Way bad.
I mean, it's so corny. I mean, corny. The guy, and they even make fun of themselves. Like one of the black villains confronts. You know, he's one of these street guys, you know, really droopy pants, dealing drugs.
Yeah, the albino.
Black Lightning confronts him, the other guy, and he says, yo, why you dressed like Earth, Wind, and Fire?
And he's got a neon suit. It's like, how do you sneak up? How do you sneak up on somebody with a neon suit?
Throws lightning bolts. He says, yo, man, why you dressed like Earth, Wind, and Fire? Anyway, I just thought it was funny, and it's corny, but I watch that stupid stuff. 303-713-TALK. JR, what's going on with you, sir? JR.
Oh, hi, Tom. Thanks for taking my call.
Go ahead, sir.
Yeah, you made a comment here about a couple of weeks ago. You said, I have a passion for people that have used services that we've recommended in the past.
I have a passion, meaning if something goes wrong, I really have a passion for undoing it or making it right because they've trusted me. Yes.
Yeah, I called your show a couple of weeks ago, and I talked to Mark, and
what's the problem,
issue
sir?
Was that about 2011,
it's an 8-year-old problem.
Oh, wait. 2011?
2011, yeah.
Which one was it?
That's 7 years old, bro. Well,
that's true.
What's the problem?
And you called me a week ago.
On your referral list, 1 hour, they put it was a streaming deal. I got a furnace put in, okay?
Yeah.
I had no problems with it.
Yeah.
Then here about a month ago or so, I had 24 fix it.
Oh, I remember.
Hold on.
Yeah. No, you know about this problem.
I don't know about it.
Yes, you do. This is the one where I think it is the one where the company ran a two-stage.
Oh.
No.
Let him finish. Go ahead, Sir Jared.
Okay. Anyways, 24 fix it came in here about a month and a half ago. They cleaned the furnace to the point where they were going to pull out the motor. They put the motor out because the gas line was installed too close to the furnace. They asked me who installed it. I said, well, for 1 hour, and that was a Martino referral list member way back when. He said, well, we'll come out and pull that motor out if you get that gas line moved.
Yeah,
okay, so
but it passed inspection.
Correct.
Yeah, it passed inspection. Yeah, but you know,
and it was 7 years ago.
Just wait. Stop interrupting him. Go ahead. Go ahead.
And they leave. They look at it. And they don't do no measurements.
Who doesn't do any measurements?
Well, the inspectors.
Oh,
I saw them. They looked at it.
Here's what I want to say, JR. Okay, in all fairness, now listen, bro. In all fairness, 1 hour heating and air was on my referral list 7 years ago.
That's right.
8 years ago. I don't know the exact dates, but I removed them when they were taken over by Residential Services. At the time, a Canadian company bought them. I dropped them like a hot potato because they changed ownership, okay? I have no control over that.
I understand.
You hired the company that had the new ownership. and I had no control over that. There
was a screaming deal. No, they put it under the Martinez screaming deal.
Okay. But here's the deal. Here's the deal. Even if I go back to them now, what I'm saying to you, JR, is even if I want to go back to them, they don't exist. That company's out, and now another company has taken them over. But I would still listen. But JR, to be fair, I must, when I say I have a passion to make things right on the referral list, then I must put a disclaimer. If it's 7 years ago, it might be difficult to do if the company has changed hands. So maybe I should qualify that. I have a passion for making things right, but ask other people who have had problems. We get in there and we solve them. Here's the point. If this was on Angie's list, you think Angie would do anything? Do you even think you'd be talking to Angie or Home Advisor or any of these guys? Here's the thing. I want to call anyway. If truly they did install that, I need to talk to the guy from Fix-It and get the details, and we'll take this as a consumer problem and try to get we'll try to get it solved anyway. Now, I need to know, do you remember the technician's name at Fix-It 24/7?
I have it on my invoice.
Okay, and Fix-It 24/7 is a great company, and if they told you they could not pull the blower because of the gas line proximity, I want to get details.
Here's the other thing.
Doesn't necessarily.
He wrote it on the
wait a
second.
It doesn't.
Come back if I get that line
it
fixed,
doesn't necessarily. This is something I need to tell you. It doesn't necessarily mean it's out of code or was done wrong. It could mean that Fix-It doesn't want to mess with it because of the proximity.
That's exactly it,
There
Tom.
may have been other ways to do it, JR. That doesn't mean the way it was done is defective. That's what I need to find out, but I promise you I will find out.
Well, the other thing is maybe when he had that furnace replaced, the gas line was right there, is why they put it there. It might have cost him more money at that time to move the gas line.
If we could get a hold, please, Suzanne, get the name of the Fix-It 24/7 rep that was at his house, and let's get to the bottom of it. Speaking of that, Fix-It 24/7, he was talking about the $39 clean and check for furnaces and air conditioners, where they remove that blower, clean it completely, then they change the filter, they make all the adjustments, they tweak the system, all for that $39. That's a real deal. But if they said we're not going to pull that motor because of that gas line, I need to get details, okay? But Fix-It will do a tremendous job. He wasn't complaining about them, by the way, but he said, hey, 7 years ago this was installed. Let's find out if it was installed wrong, and we'll do that. By the way, if you want to take advantage of that, they are doing the first 5 people for another $39 clean and check of your AC, which is basically like a refurbishing of your system, 720-526-3939, or go to fixmyhome.com, okay? And we're going to get that done. I think I need to take a break, but I want to mention Al Aramis is here from Pro Auto Care, Jeff Vick, Kimmer Transmission, Andy Burrell at Colorado Springs Dodge, and we are doing Car Day today, and as part of Car Day, Rocky's Autos is available with prices clearly marked on all used cars, trucks, SUVs, and vans. Rocky's Autos, 63rd and Federal. And if you go to Rocky'sAutos.com, you can see prices as well, along with specials you'll only see online at Rocky'sAutos.com. Go see them, though, at 63rd and Federal. Inventory changes often, and that's open today till 7, and tomorrow till 6. They open at 9. That's 63rd and Federal, Rockies.
Trash guy today, man. I think he's going to do it, but we redid our kitchen, so I've got these ovens and this big gas stove thing that weighs so much it's unbelievable. So I'm going to take the scoop of my tractor, I put it on over the weekend, I'm going to put each oven in and then dump them into the trash truck. But when I was explaining to him last week what I want to do this week, he just kept nodding at me, and I don't think he understands English. I don't think he has any idea, the more I thought about it, what I'm going to attempt to do. So I'm going to stop and get 320s on my way home to make. I'm sure he'll understand greenbacks. So hopefully he lets me do it because I'm screwed if not.
But I can write in Spanish.
Would you?
Is the guy Spanish?
Yes, definitely.
I can always write your note. Say, yo soy un gringo tonto.
Crazy white dude wants something free.
Got it? Yo quiero.
I look stupid, don't I? God, that would be funny as hell.
Amigo wrote this.
Please kick me in the face.
He'd do anything you asked him to after that.
I still think Craigslist for free, somebody would not get it.
It's all beat up.
He doesn't want it again. You'd be amazed what people will pick up in Craigslist.
Oh, I've done it before.
I've had old beat up file cabinets.
I'll tell you what I had taken for free. Ready? A huge wooden swing set. Huge. Like I bought at Costco for our kids when they were 5. They came out, they took the whole thing apart, loaded it in the truck, and drove off. Whole thing.
So many years ago, was it in good shape? Beautiful.
It was 10 years old, but it was, it's all wooden. It was in good shape.
Yeah, that's $900.
I literally bought it from, I think, Costco or Sam's. It was like $1,000.
Yeah, $1,000 for that. Yeah.
Took us like, weekend to put together. It was pretty big.
A lot of little pieces to it. Yeah, we had the same thing. We went to move. We just left it. We were like, I'm not packing this. And the people that bought the house were like, oh, we're kids. We're so happy. We're like,
we got a party here today, guys. Just so you know.
Snow tire changeover out in the parking lot right now. I love this guy.
Yeah, no, it works. Everything works.
Such a nice guy. What?
Everything works.
Everything's good.
The phone's on.
How are you doing?
Good.
I'm sorry I didn't see your text.
That's okay. I just scaled the building.
Yeah, I saw that. Like a G.
Like a G.
Like the Black
Which
Superhero.
I learned from Drew is like H.
Like Black Lightning.
I've never heard of that show. I can't believe both of you watch it.
It's so hokey. It is. The guy invents things for him, and all of a sudden he's like made him a new suit, made him a
And he's an Italian tailor.
Yeah, Italian tailor.
It was really a cover for, he was an undercover agent for
Honestly, me and my wife were on there, and it was on, and it had one more episode.
And then in between when they change scenes, you hear the guy say, "This is for the street, Black Lightning bad."
Black Lightning bad. We watched 5 episodes one night. We just couldn't get off.
Oh, I love it.
It was funny. The guy's a principal at a school.
And
during the day.
Yeah, during the day. And he was trying to get out of being Black Lightning, but the streets are calling him back.
Yeah, they call him "This is for the street, Black Lightning back." That's like,
yeah.
Is it as badly written as the old Batman?
oh my God. No.
Remember how bad the old Batman was?
And then the
fat
lady, the Undertaker, she's the main drug dealer and stuff, and so she's nuts.
I'm gonna have to check it out now.
It's crazy. And
I'm doing the Karate
she's
Kid
doing
next
an embalming on a person, and the person's alive.
Oh,
The guy's moving around. I was like, what in the world?
You have,
this is crazy.
you have that one little girl who used to be on Ant Farm at Disney. She grew up, and her name is China, and she's, my kids noticed her, that she grew up, and she has this part. She was a really cute little kid, a star for Disney.
Was she a wrestler like China?
Montana was. Of course, they always have
They have to throw that in there.
It's part of Hollywood these days.
But I think Black Lightning was because Black Panther was so popular that they threw this thing on.
Exactly what I thought.
Greg!
How you doing, sir?
Do you remember the greatest American hero?
Yeah.
He found the super suit, but he could only fly occasionally.
I mean, he got struck by lightning or something. It wasn't the suits.
Oh, they both done. Damn,
Was that what happened to him?
Yeah.
Holy.
Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. K&H Windows, K&H Home Exteriors. Used to be K&H Windows. I always call them that by habit. In business 62 years. Ted Rowland changed that name when he took over years ago. K&H Home Exteriors, because they Home Solutions. I mean K&H Home Solutions. They went from windows to, they still do windows, but they do siding. And this siding special is something I want to tell you about now. They have 2 specials. I'm going to tell you about one now, one later. On the siding, you can get Everlast siding, which is absolutely the best siding you can buy, bar none. I was telling Mark about it. Don't go with anything else. He was asking about James Hardy. Now, there's nothing wrong with James Hardy, but not near as good as Everlast. It's a lifetime of durability. It's waterproof, color fast, colors impregnated throughout, wide palette of colors, rich cedar look and texture. And you can get $6,200 off your entire purchase. If you don't believe it, just shop around, then call K&H. But please call K&H, or at least go on their website and make your own appointment. It's 303-421-7100 or khwindows.com. That's khwindows.com. Welcome to the show. Let's keep going here. All right, Tony, you're 211. F350 needs wiring harness. Okay, now you got a long part number there, but I'm just going to ask the obvious. Did you just go online or to a parts store to see if they have it?
No, the truck's at Ford, and Ford looked at it, and Ford's on a nationwide back order, so I tried to get it aftermarket, so I can't find it anywhere. And I was just wondering if your experts could maybe locate
Okay, maybe they can locate one, or maybe they know a trick. Did you try going to a junkyard, a salvage yard?
Every salvage yard in the state, and I couldn't find it.
What is up with this wiring harness that they're so back ordered?
I'm not sure. It's the main engine wiring harness, so it's not a thing that's always regularly available. And then I know Ford had an explosion or something at their factory, and they shut down production. I don't know if that helped at that, stopping that from being ordered, but it's on back order till September.
Well, there is one used available on Amazon for $500.
Really? Right now?
Right now.
Better go get it, brother.
Heck yeah. That's on Amazon?
It's on Amazon.
Right now. Tell them what you looked for there.
What failed on your harness? You've not told us. Did it actually melt down? Did you have a problem with it?
Yeah, they took it all apart. It melted down, melted the PCM. The other wiring harness that attaches to that wiring harness, which they have in stock.
Yeah, the only repair is to replace that harness. You're kind of stuck.
Yep.
I jumped on Amazon. You know, you're going to pay for it because they're limited and everybody wants one.
How much is it? $500?
It's $500, but considering the fact that it's $1,400 part new.
And check eBay as well.
Go do it, bro. Go do it. He just found one. What's Tessie? What's happening?
Okay, my name is Tessie.
Yeah.
And I have a 2000 Chrysler Supreme.
Yeah.
And it broke down yesterday. I had it towed here to my apartment. I want to know if I can help. If you guys can help me with repairs. I'm disabled. I'm going to tell you a real quick story.
You go ahead.
Of course, I'm on a fixed income.
Okay.
12 years ago, I was involved in a head-on collision in Arizona on I-10 at like 100 miles an hour. I've got a broken neck. I was internally decapitated.
Oh, my God.
So I have this piece of metal that's holding my neck to my spine.
So, Tessie, your head was severed, but your skin and your spinal cord stayed intact.
Exactly what happened.
Oh, my God. Hey, were you knocked unconscious, or do you remember this?
Yes. No, I don't remember anything about the accident. I was in a coma for 2 weeks.
Hey, Tessie, how old are you?
I'm 51.
And do you have kids?
No, I never had kids. Before that, I had ovarian cancer, so I had.
So you're all alone. You're disabled. Are you on?
No, actually, I'm not all alone. I take care of my mom who has dementia.
Are you on Social Security disability?
Yes, I am.
Okay. And yours 2000 Chrysler Sebring. How many miles on it?
I think it's like 88.5 or something like that.
Okay. And what's wrong with it? Do you know?
Well, what the guy told me when he towed it, he said when he opened up the hood, the belt was shredded. I think that's a serpentine belt. And then he said that, well, what happened is it shut down. I lost power steering. The battery light came on.
Yeah, that's what it is. Probably your belt. But where did he tow it, dear?
Back here to my apartment.
Okay. And you need it towed somewhere?
Well, I need help, either that or I just need help fixing it because I really, like I said, I'm on.
Yeah, but you need it towed somewhere to get it fixed.
Well, yeah.
Suzanne, don't we have a place that does low-cost repairs or free for disabled people?
We have a couple, Tom.
I
can help.
We can try this, Tessie. We will, of course, check out your story. Now, you're the caregiver. You're the caregiver for your mom.
Oh yes, and then I also have guardianship of my niece, and she's 17. Her mom passed away, which was my sister.
How'd she pass away?
9 years ago. Breast cancer. I have cancer running really bad in my family.
So you are taking care of your 17-year-old niece. Is she in school?
Yes, she is. She's doing very good.
Good. So the three of you live together?
Yes, we moved here. I was born here in Colorado, but then, you know, as soon as I graduated, got married. You know how that goes.
Yeah.
Stayed in Arizona for almost 30 years.
And
then,
where's the guy you married? Did you guys, are you divorced?
Oh, yeah, I've been divorced since 2003.
Okay, so you're alone. Or you got your mom, you got your 17-year-old. You're taking care of both of them.
Yes.
On a fixed income, disabled. We'll check out your story and get some information. Al?
So on those serpentine belts, it's great if it's just the belt, but you also want to make sure none of the pulleys or the tension or something has failed to cause it to break. Did it make any unusual noise before it happened?
Yes, I did. And that when the guy towed it, he said, also have them check your pulleys, too.
Yeah.
Yeah, not enough just to throw a belt.
How much would that cost, roughly? Roughly.
Rough, the belt's what, 75?
Yeah, so depending on which tensioner, idler, pulley, you might have a $250 repair.
Yeah, you could. And by chance, did you turn the air conditioning on and maybe this happened?
No, I wasn't running the air.
Okay, fair enough. I see that a lot of times when people are the first time firing it up and all of a sudden.
Suzanne, let's try to get this place, and if we can't, we're going to help her out. Tessie.
Thank you. We're
going to help you out one way or another, okay?
Okay, I really appreciate it.
You give all your information to Suzanne. Suzanne, let's give this to Daft possibly to just work on it, and if she can't do it, we'll figure it out.
Yeah, we'll figure it.
We'll get it done. So just hang in there, okay? And we'll do what we can. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Okay. Ken bought this truck only 6 days ago. What happened?
Well, I bought the truck.
Yeah.
Seemed like a really, really nice truck.
Yeah.
I park on the street, so I wasn't paying any attention.
Yeah.
But night before last, or actually 2 nights ago, I pulled it into the driveway.
Yes, sir.
And when I moved it, I noticed there was a little puddle there.
Uh-huh.
I couldn't identify. I knew it wasn't oil, but I wasn't sure if it was brake fluid or antifreeze.
Actually, you got the worst news, right? Because I see on the computer you have a cracked block.
I do. I have a cracked block. I took it into my mechanic.
Hold on. You bought it 6 days ago. Where'd you buy it?
It's a small dealership here in Pueblo. It's a strange name. It's
how many miles on this truck?
104,000.
And what year is it?
It's 06.
104,000, an 06.
Yes, which is only 8,000 a year.
I don't think it has that much. I think it has more, personally. But, Ken, you're not trying to get this dealer to do anything, right? Because it's probably not going to work. But
well, here's what I did, and they may do something. I'm not sure.
What did you do?
That's the reason I'm calling you.
Did you call them?
I took it back.
Yeah.
They gave me a loaner. They said they were going to take it out to Toyota and check it out. Naturally, they're not going to trust my mechanic.
Ken, it would be nice if they fix it. So what's the latest you heard from them? Let's skip to that part.
I haven't. I haven't heard anything. The reason I'm calling you is to find out what do I do if they come back and say they're not going to do anything.
Okay, Ken, technically, if you bought a car as is, there's nothing you can do. Okay? Now, that's me saying this. But let's say you can do anything you want. You can sue them in small claims court for fraud. But is it fraud? I mean, is it? No. I mean, you'd have to make the argument that they knew about it and hid it from you. Okay? But that's going to be difficult. What I'm saying to you is it's an uphill battle, Ken. There's not much you can do, really, if you bought it as is. It's just the way it goes. Did it have any warranty?
No, nothing that... No.
Okay.
No warranty.
And this block, man, this is going to cost a lot of money to fix. Hold on a second. We'll give it some thought here. Now, you know, we have all talked about stem cell therapy a lot, haven't we? Coming up, we're going to talk to Channel 7, who did an investigation, Ryan Luby. Now, I've talked to Ryan before about unlicensed medical practitioners and providers and healthcare workers. This kid is doing a good job over at Channel 7. So is the gang. I'm telling you, Channel 7 is tearing it up. And I know that it's a struggle with local news. But I've watched all of them. And I'm telling you, Channel 7, they're doing the best job. They really, really are. It seems to be the one doing the most news, the investigative reports, and the news that matters. So we're going to be having him on in a little while. Okay? Just stay tuned for Ryan Luby. This is I am so happy he did this story. I am so happy. Listen, Joe Lazaro is a criminal defense attorney I hope you never need. First of all, you're an idiot if you drink and drive. An absolute idiot. There's no reason to. Uber and Lyft are cheap. Listen, the other thing, don't try to calculate the amount of alcohol you have or the weed you're going to smoke. Even if you want to throw yourself at the mercy of the courts, you need someone to get through a process. That process, Joseph Lazaro is attorney at law. Call him. Hope you don't need him. Keep the number for all your stupid friends. And Joe, he's not going to give you a lecture. Seriously, it's just me. I vent because it's something you can prevent. 303-429-6200.
Here, I copied him in this email. Which one? Just read it. It's real basic.
Crack block? Stop link wouldn't do that?
I CC
Jeremy. JB Well was much.
You know, if they already put him in a loaner, they're being pretty cool.
Yeah, they are.
They're trying. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's a step in the right direction.
So I got a great story. Guy brings his ladies' Land Rover to us to look it over for BOVI. We look it over. Major oil.
I mean, is it
everywhere?
I mean, for me, it's nice, right? Seriously.
And it's true.
Well,
I'll get that all done.
Are you leaving? Not right now.
Keys to the car.
I will be leaving early.
Drive.
I just can't miss my trash man.
Runs it out of all. Takes the motor out. She comes in. She's like, "Didn't you guys just look at this? Why was I told her?" And then we go, "It's report. Your husband got this and he declined repair." Too extraordinary. Okay. You work all repairs through me. I'm going to pay for all repairs. He's out of the picture.
Are you fixing it?
She fixed it. She paid for it. Wow. It's over $7,000 for a motor. Brandon just bought it. Got temp tags on it. That's the shop. Just finished. Got to get picked up. Wow. Yeah, you talk about a bad deal. That's hard.
Well, wouldn't you agree to buy a Land Rover anyway?
Dude, are they jump boxes or what?
Or you buy an Audi?
What do you guys do with that old European stuff that comes into your dealership? You guys get it, you know you do, but so much of that stuff needs so much work.
They do from the big manufacturer.
They do.
They're pieces of crap.
I went to the Beamer dealership the other day. We had to take a vehicle and have to be programmed for an ABS. We couldn't do it any other way. None of the effort, nothing. And there were 25 cars just lined up.
I can't say it enough.
At the BMW, 25 cars deep just to get into the service drive to get that ticket written out. And I gotta tell you, all the people tell me, oh, they're just so superior car. The American cars can't even compete with them. And it's like 8 people dead. That's terrible.
Yeah, they got the shooter.
17-year-old.
Yeah, they had another person that came too.
What did they say? What did you shoot?
Has there ever been a female sent mail? What made you think about that? Have we ever had a female?
Not in the school shooting. No, we had the Forded one at Mountain Vista here a couple of years ago, where the two girls were going to actually do it, but they got caught beforehand.
That's terrible.
They're both doing time for that.
God, it's like, isn't it weird though? It's like, we won't even think of this tomorrow unless you hear it on the news. It's like, it's so normal now. It's scary as shit.
You send your kids out and they don't want them coming home.
And it's always some crazy kid, man. And you always wonder, like, you get picked on. All of us got picked on or teased at some point, but you don't go fucking shoot people.
Vic's the conservative with a plan for Colorado health care.
See, I don't know if you blame social.
Trust doctors and nurses without
Well, okay, I see what you're saying there.
Washington failed to kill Obamacare.
In other words, they do it just for the notoriety.
Not just for that, but they know they'll get notoriety through it.
That's true. Now, if they off themselves, like a lot of them do, then I'd argue with you because they're not going to be around for their notoriety.
Their heritage. Look the way
Did you see who was the mother for one of the boys at the Columbine? The Clevo's mom did an interview. Did you see that?
Well, no, what was it like?
Well, listen to her talk. She's like, I don't know where this monster came from. This was not my son. You know, it was just a shock.
She really had no idea.
She had no idea that he was capable of that.
Some people are just screwed up, so they hide it until they finally snap.
They're covert, so they know how to hide it.
But if Klebold Harris didn't meet Klebold Harris, I don't think it would have happened. I think it was that chemistry of two.
I agree with you. I think they both egged each other on. They went in, and just by their dress, their demeanor, this was just like, hey man, we're here to get this done. And the stuff that they did is crazy. I went to a training thing that was held by police about what to do in an active shooter situation. It's pretty amazing. They covered about what people did. And people typically go the wrong way. Most shooters, whenever they interview them, most shooters are tunnel vision.
Okay, I want to make something very clear here. I'm going to interview Channel 7.
Background, I'm an old fart. I was in TV for 32 years, TV news.
72 is not that old.
I'm not 72. Anyway, 32 years in TV news here in Denver, and then, of course, on the radio 40 years. But here's the deal. I have sponsors on this show that do stem cell therapy, real stem cell therapy. Ryan doesn't know about them. He didn't set out on a story. We did not collude. He never talked to me. This is all his own doing. Has nothing to do with any sponsor on this show, even though I personally have an axe to grind with the phony stem cell industry. He doesn't have an axe to grind. He simply went out and investigated it. And so we happen to be talking because I have a passion for this. And I asked him if I could talk about his story. But I want to make it very clear that he's not promoting anyone, and he's also not well, he might be going after people. I don't know. I'll have to talk to him about that. But that's the whole purpose. I wanted to let everyone know that he truly is a journalist from Channel 7. I respect this kid, and I shouldn't call him a kid, this man. And also, Channel 7's doing a great job. I'm just flabbergasted. I don't know what happened at 7, but man, you know, 4's doing fluff and 9's doing fluff, and
honestly, coming from you, that's a hell of a compliment.
31 in Channel 2 are doing high school journalism. Okay, so we have Ryan Luby with us. Ryan, how did this all start with the stem cell investigation? Did you guys get complaints?
Good morning,
Hi.
Tom. Yeah, we actually got a series of phone calls from a number of surgeons here in Denver, one of whom actually had done surgery on Shannon Ogden, our main anchor, several months ago when Shannon injured himself pretty severely in a park. And it was through Shannon's surgeon we connected with other surgeons, and they started kind of telling us a story of how they're seeing more and more patients coming to them who either want to talk about getting stem cells, but in an increasing number of cases, people who've actually received stem cell injections that prove to be completely ineffective.
Now, here's the deal. Even with stem cell therapy, within stem cell therapy, if you have what I call real stem cell therapy, that's living stem cells in the fluid harvested from the patients. And the only reason I say that, Ryan, in my investigation, I did a whole bunch of it. The reason I talk about harvesting is because you technically can ship living stem cells if you condense them and manipulated them, but that's against FDA regulations. You're not allowed to do that. That would be called a drug. So the only way to do real living stem cells is to harvest it at the time of the injection. And even then, even with real living stem cells, you don't get results all the time. And these guys, even the real living stem cell people, some of them, and the fake stem cell people, they give all they tell you crazy things like bone on bone, no problem. You're missing a tendon, oh, it'll grow a new one. And so what have you guys found?
Well, what you just talked about is exactly what we're looking at. I think on the whole, what is most concerning to these doctors we've spoken with, and also at least one patient so far on air, if you've seen our story, these are chiropractic offices, or at least historically chiropractic offices that are offering stem cell injections, and you know they are connected with, from what we can tell, a larger sort of marketing effort across the country that is, you know, essentially kind of teaching them how to do this sort of treatment.
Right.
And you're right. What you'll see is, and you mentioned bone on bone, the gentleman we profiled in our story, Eduardo Dominguez, really nice guy. He is a tile setter. He's 45 years old, but his body's worn out. He had bone on bone osteoarthritis in his right hip. I mean, there was just no way it was going to there was going to be any regeneration of cartilage. It was gone. He needed surgery. That's what his doctor had been saying for years, and then was convinced through a friend and colleague of his to try a stem cell injection at this particular clinic downtown. And the friend had said, "Oh yes, I had it a couple weeks prior, and I feel a lot better." And so, Mr. Dominguez went through with it, and sure enough, they went there, and from what he told us, they did X-rays and did an assessment. They said, "Absolutely, you're a good candidate for this, and cancel your surgery, but also give us $6,000 for this injection." So he gets the injection, and 3 months later, on his checkup, if you will, after the fact, they did an X-ray, and they're like, "Oh yeah, we don't really see, apparently any regrowth of cartilage." Again, no surprise given what we are now discovering from talking to experts on this matter. And so they offered him a second injection, and they actually wanted him to pay 50% off, so $3,000. And he said, "No, I'm not going to do that. This is ridiculous." So he ended up getting it for free, but again, that second injection did absolutely nothing. So in the end, he still ended up having to have surgery.
Okay, so in your investigation, did you find different categories? For example, fake, literally fluids that have no living stem cells. We tested some of the amniotic fluid that, and I'll grant you, there was a dog in the fight. The clinic that tested it, that had it tested, was one that is against these clinics because they do what they call living stem cells, but even they don't recommend it all the time. But anyway, they tested these amniotic fluids and found 0, or maybe by accident 1 or 2 living stem cells. Did you guys find that within the stem cell community there are fluids that have no stem cells?
Well, we didn't do any testing of these sorts of things. The effort to go through that would be extraordinary and expensive. I believe you're talking about Regenix, I would imagine, correct?
Regenix is the one that harvests and does real stem cells, right. And they have an extra. Oh my God, they're on a crusade against these amniotic fluid chiropractic clinics.
So we actually spoke with Dr. Chris Centeno at Regenix yesterday,
yeah,
about this matter, just to kind of get his take on this. And you're right, he discussed the testing that they did, and he's an actual doctor,
right.
Whereas these clinics that are offering, or many of these clinics that are offering these sorts of injections are again chiropractors. And he reiterated exactly what you said, which is that what he found in these injections that are typically being offered in these chiropractic clinics are, there are no living cells in there at all. Non-viable is what they say in the medical community. And, again, I'm not a doctor, but, what my understanding of that is that doesn't mean that the stem cells are going to do anything for you. And I think it's important to point out that what he told us yesterday is that in his research, in their treatments over there at Regenix, 90% of what they use, he says, are platelet-rich plasma, PRP injections.
Right.
You hear about that at a lot of places. 10% deals with stem cells, and the reason being is that the science is just not there yet. And he confirmed exactly what these experts at CU, Anschutz Medical Campus, the Gates Center, and a whole bunch of other people are saying is, there's promise for stem cells down the road, the quote-unquote stem cells, but the actual regrowth of cartilage and the scientific proof, actual clinical trials, randomized, double-blinded studies that need to be done to prove these things, like any other form of medicine that exists out there, is not there yet.
And I really think that's great that you went and looked into it, because I'll tell you, you said exactly what I found out. Even the ones who use real living stem cells, even they say that stem cells is only effective maybe in 10% of the cases, and yet you take, and I'll just say it, Stem Cell Institute of America, I'll just say it, they will tell anyone who walks in an office that they can help them. And they do these seminars, and they call it living stem cells or stem cell therapy, and there are no stem cells whatsoever in what they use. And
the two clinics that we were looking at are connected to Stem Cell of America in some way, shape, or form.
All right.
And yes.
Okay, what I'd like to do is take a quick break and ask you, coming back, what about enforcement? You went after unlicensed medical professionals and very little enforcement. I would like to ask you about that. If you've talked to any authorities and if they're going to investigate, then I want to know about any follow-ups you're doing and where people can see your story. Coming right up.
You're going to blow this guy's career up, dude.
But man, did he do a good report? He did a good report.
Was it a multiple night or just one night?
On the north end of town, and it's easing up on the south end. Up north, there's
good.
About I-25 at 100.
It is crazy, these guys. Every chiropractor out there is starting to sell the shit out of their back room.
Looks like whatever's blocking the left lane,
They get,
I can't believe they get that kind of money.
It's like $6 to $8 grand.
It's as much as a regular stem cell.
What do you think they pay for that stuff? Ask them that. What do you think they buy that shit?
They don't even test the fluids. See, he does the story, but I don't think he got into that or how much they're making on it.
What do you think they buy that shit for?
Well, it's not as cheap as you think, because Stem Cell Institute of America really is perpetrating this fraud on the chiropractors. I don't think every chiropractor that does this thinks, oh, I'm going to screw people and give them fake shit. I think they really buy into it. I really do. I mean, I don't think they're all ill-intended, you know.
Well, after they do it for a year or two and no one's getting anything out of it, they must know.
That's right. That's right. So here's the thing.
But how much do you think they pay for that $8,000 vial?
Okay, if they sell it for $6 grand, I think they pay about $1,000.
Oh wow!
No.
You don't think like $100?
Oh no. Because the real ripple is the Stem Cell Institute. They're making off the doctors. In fact, there might be more, and that's why they're charging them.
I got an ankle that's.
But he had his harvested. He had his done the real way.
Who?
Yeah.
Did it work?
I have an ankle that.
How well did it work?
It took 15 years off his knee. No two ways about it.
No shit.
That's fantastic.
And you paid less than what those guys are.
But he did real stem cell.
Right, correct. But he
And
paid
they did
less.
at what clinic?
The one over here at DTC. Just
Did they take it from your fat or from your bone?
No, I sent him to another one that I knew before Centennial. They're really good.
It was right on the cusp when you were discovering what was going on.
Yeah.
You said, don't go to these guys.
I know.
Go see these guys. I've got something.
I feel so bad.
Oh, I know who you're talking about. The other guy. He's good too.
You did your shoulder and your knee
with amniotic fluid.
Basically like
I had some improvement, but it wasn't stem cell. I had some improvement, I really did, but it was from growth hormones that are in the amniotic fluid. Okay, that doesn't mean amniotic fluid is the answer, and that should cost a fraction of what.
Read that reply. I forwarded it to you.
For her. What zero res?
No, read her reply.
Does the process require
What
an
do you
MRI
make that? I mean,
Yes, you'll have to
it's just the most
do an
fucking
MRI and
ridiculous
X-ray.
thing I've ever heard.
So I mean, you want to consult with the doctor and find out exactly what he wants. Right. And then you go to the imaging center, get that taken care of, take it into him.
Interesting. I have, because I got also this shoulder, I got a torn rotator that I never fixed. It had a tear in it, but it's like the repair it.
I mean, what do you make of that?
They put a.
She was off the client, and wasn't she off their account to begin with, or not? Or she still on?
She lost the account. I mean, it must have been her. She's the one that lost it.
And the guy's like, yeah, we'll repair, we'll put a mesh, put it in, we'll put a pain pump, and you're going to be in a sling for weeks on end. I was like, what other options do I have? And so, well, some people don't do them.
Mark.
So I went and got some massage therapy on it.
She would never have gotten
not be able to lift his arm.
I know she would.
Really?
There's no doubt about it.
But I still have discs in there.
I'm just amazed, though.
Tissue does repair it.
I don't understand how she thinks that way.
Can I respond?
I wish you would, actually. Because I don't want this to create other issues. I find it crazy. Just put, hey, Mark forwarded your response to me.
Yeah, so I don't know what the issue is. How much result you're going to get.
So, turkeys. Usually I see the one big male, and then there'll be a bunch of, I guess, females that aren't all puffed out, right? Is that correct so far?
Yeah, you can get some more males around.
Well, the other day...
You may have some young Jakes in there you're mistaken for females, too.
Oh, I didn't think of that. The other day, I saw 3 or 4 of the big fuckers with, like, all kinds of females, but I usually only see one. So it's like, that a gangbang? What's going on there?
It's a party. For a date, or were you jealous?
Was it affecting you?
It's just a party. Was it a long time after watching this whole thing?
It wasn't your
Now we know
Highland
what he
Ranch.
gets his keep.
Or no, Castle Rock. It wasn't in Castle Rock.
Hi, Tom Martino here. I'm going to go to Ryan Luby at Channel 7. I'll get to all of your calls, I promise, to solve problems, answer questions, take your complaints. But I want to finish up on this. Again, he did an investigation, independent investigation, meaning he and his station. It had nothing to do with me or any of my clients or anything like that. But I just happen to have a passion for it. So he did an independent investigation and talked to doctors and orthopedic surgeons and people and found that there are a lot of people exaggerating stem cell therapy treatments. There are also people who are doing stem cell treatments that, according to his experts, don't even contain stem cells, and others that do, but in most cases, even with the real and fake, they exaggerate. And so I want to know this, Ryan, and you did this when you did the unlicensed medical providers, healthcare providers. I loved it. You went and you held the authorities accountable. You said, why aren't you enforcing this? What about this? Are there any, who's looking at this?
At the moment, the agency in this state that is tasked with handling these sorts of things would be DORA, the Division of Regulatory Agencies. And our understanding is after we did our series of stories, they have tried to fortify some of the protocol that they have there to more effectively streamline the complaint process and try to handle and get a handle on these sorts of issues more quickly than they had previously been doing. Because as you know, we found examples where, you know, they had known about people who had a pattern of essentially holding themselves out as a fake healthcare worker and never really seemed to follow up.
Right, right. So did you talk to anyone specifically about stem cell clinics?
We haven't talked about stem cell clinics yet. We have reached out to our Attorney General's office. We did yesterday, my producer Brittany did, and we've yet to hear back from them. And the reason we did reach out to them, if you saw in our story the other night, is that up in North Dakota, the Attorney General's office there went after the clinic that is based here, that was a large part of our story, for offering stem cell injections that are, again, are unproven, unsubstantiated, and using, frankly, all the language that in advertising and in these marketing pushes and these seminars that we heard here in Denver. So, you know, just days after the state of North Dakota agreed with this clinic of, okay, the clinic will no longer inject these stem cells in people up there in North Dakota, they're continuing to offer the same thing here.
Yeah, I would say the Attorney General would be interested for the false claims. I mean, if you call yourself the Stem Cell Institute of America and your fluid does not contain stem cells, I would say that's a bit misleading. And then when you go to their seminars, they talk about all these living stem cells going into your joints, and they show animations of new growth. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. So people can see your story at thedenverchannel.com. and they can search for that there. Do you have follow-ups coming?
We do. We're working on numerous follow-ups, and I think there's one story that we are going to air tonight with Regenix, actually, Dr. Chris Centeno, and also a very prominent researcher and a professor at CU Anschutz, Dr. Jonathan Woodcock. He was actually the man who, after the Aurora Theater shooting, had interviewed James Holmes and had determined that Mr. Holmes was severely mentally ill. So he's at that level, if you understand, of this sort of thing. So his voice carries a lot of weight. And I will sum it up with this, is to say they understand that a lot of people are in pain and they're looking for some sort of a solution.
Well, and they'll do anything.
They'll show a lot of promise, but there are a lot of things that are included in those stem cell injections that are likely the things that are contributing to people feeling a reduction in pain, growth factors, other things like that, PRP, platelet-rich plasma. These are things that have proven to reduce inflammation. And so though somebody says they received a stem cell injection and, yes, they feel a lot better, all of these researchers, including Dr. Woodcock, including Dr. Centeno at Regenix, would say it's almost certainly not the stem cells that is providing that sort of relief.
Exactly. So what time tonight?
10 o'clock tonight.
10 o'clock on Channel 7, guys. Ryan Luby's report on stem cell therapy. Thank you very much. Okay, Shay and Steve and Andrew and Jim, I'm going to get to all of your calls, I promise you. Stay tuned for that. And remember, he talked about his own results, and it had nothing to do with me. I've been telling you for a long time there's a lot of lying and cheating going on in this industry. We'll talk about that and more coming up on the Troubleshooter Show. Save all your problems for me.
Some better than anybody could by that.
The attorneys at Pollard Miller understand how devastating the consequences of a conviction can be. Whether you're dealing with a DUI, drug, or domestic violence charge,
Well, this guy's a jerk. He's so upset at Cam Solar because they didn't get him an estimate. I'm responding to him. It's actually our fault, okay? I'll leave it that way. It wasn't an actual estimate. They can do an eagle's eye view of the house and determine within 20 minutes if solar makes any sense. Same thing, rip-off.
Well, it's just like a JR.
So it's basically just DRP.
What?
It's JR guy. That's it. It's too bad. 7 years old. Why didn't you take care of it?
God, he's called in twice now. I thought I put him to fucking rest. What did he think Tom was going to do? Go back in time 7 years?
Seriously, I'll say fuck you, JR.
What did he say?
The guy that called in with the 7-year-old problem.
What did you want me to do?
Well, that's what I'm saying. You did exactly what I told him 2 weeks ago.
He wants 24 pictures to pull it out.
I want to talk to the tech. First of all, I don't believe that it's not code. I believe that the guy at 24 Fix It didn't want to mess with it because of the gas line.
Right.
And he shouldn't have to.
And he shouldn't have to, exactly.
But I don't think it's out of code.
That I don't know.
Or pizza, what do you think? Which one?
You guys call it.
What do you guys think?
What do you want, pizza or Jimmy?
They always say we can't order pizza this late.
Huh?
So they always say we can't order pizza.
Yeah, you'll be. Ask Suzanne. I mean, she'll know.
I'll ask her. So I'll have the nightclub, the Italian nightclub.
Italian nightclub. Okay. I'll have them take you guys order.
Yeah, sure.
I get so... There's so many consumers I just get angry about that. They fucking expect the world. I'll bet you the guys are using shit.
Explosives around as well.
Oh, they did?
Yeah.
What did they say?
They found explosive device around the high school and the surrounding area.
How long does it take you to do the SUV compared to that little car? The little car's got to be way faster, right?
25, 30 minutes for the little one, depending on how easy the tire breaks off the rim. SUV, hour.
I hated when I had the Goodyears. Well, I didn't. I mean, I did bust a lot of tires way back in the early 90s, but the ones I fucking hated, we had Goodyear Uni-Steel, so like the 17.5s, the 19s. Oh my God, the sidewall is so thick on it, man. It's like you gotta hit it and then back off and hit it and back off.
Yeah, I won't do 17.5. I won't do 19.5. It's too much pressure.
My new RV, I got 22s. They told me the 19.5s compared to the 22s. They said the 19.5s going down the highway at like 60, it's gonna kill me. He says you're gonna hate it. Get something with 22s.
Well, yeah, you got more tread. You got a deeper sidewall. It absorbs a lot more. It's a lot more comfortable.
They said I probably never put. They said the average motorhome they never put a second set of tires on. I had no fucking idea about that.
Really?
No idea. Not delivery trucks and stuff, RVs. They said they're good for about 80 to 100,000 miles, and most people never put that on their
Why, you want an unwich style? No, that's right.
Freaky fast. Freaky fast.
You think they actually
with hot peppers?
own that?
Yeah, yes, I think it is. It says, I think
TM?
Yeah, TM on it.
Jimmy John's?
Sure. I have no idea.
That is pretty cool.
And they are. No bread, it's a lettuce wrap.
Okay, let's not do that.
But they can have the Italian nightclub with
It shows you how much you make on a sandwich, though.
Right?
I mean, what's that sandwich cost? What's an unwich cost to put together? It's a piece of lettuce and what? 50 cents and shit inside it?
Meat and a couple of toppings.
$6,
Probably a
$7
buck into it.
Because those delivery guys have to make it.
Those wrappers probably cost more than the
Tomatoes or no tomatoes?
I mean,
I always said that about like a Lipton iced tea that you buy in a can or whatever. There's no way the packaging can't cost more than the damn shit.
You want bread? Yeah. I got one of my trick. Is that
Well,
right?
that's the number one profit maker inside most restaurants, movie theaters, and whatnot, is actually like soda pops and drinks.
Oh, yeah. Because it costs nothing. They buy that syrup and it lasts forever. That's why everybody gives you free refills.
But it's also why you can't get the cup, because that's how they monitor, that's how they keep track of how much they're actually selling.
We went to a steakhouse in Vegas that I've been to probably 10 times in my life. It's called Hugo Cellar. Beautiful. I mean, it's an upscale steakhouse. So we went there. We brought the kids. This is about a year ago. We eat. The bill comes. The bill's, $300 for the four of us. It's about what it usually is. But they charged $40 for the kids' Dr. Pepper, 20 each, for the Dr. Pepper and the Sprite. They did not do free refills anymore. I had a fucking conniption. In fact, Suzanne knew I was ready to blow my fucking top. She took the kids and left. $40. I stood up in the middle of the restaurant and I said, "Does everybody else realize they charge for refills now?" And the guy came over. I just paid it. I didn't leave them a fucking tip.
Wait.
And
Refills where?
At Hugo's Cellar. You've never been there. It'd be like if you brought your kids to Del Frisco and they charge you $40 for soda. I lost.
You know, someplace.
I said, "Well, I'm not taking."
It used to be we always paid for refills, right? That thing about free refills, you know where that came from? From iced tea in the South. But I got to tell you, man.
Not anymore. I haven't paid. That's the only place in the last 10+ years I have ever paid for
$20.
No. Now you're right. It's assumed you're going to.
Well, a lot of places are getting close to $4 on a soda.
There's one I got to always ask about though with Miles because he likes root beer. You got to ask, is it in the bottle or is it on tap? Because if it's in the bottle, there's no refills. And then he'll order something else.
We've experienced that multiple times.
They'll try to, they won't offer the information either.
Or the flavored iced tea or lemonade.
Oh, like a Arnold
strawberry? My kids always like, yeah, of course. They come with the bottle. And it's like, yeah, that refills.
Yeah, that's right.
They do that.
Yeah, they sure do.
Craig, the healer.
No.
Nothing?
The healer.
Did you keep on doing the exercise?
Yeah, man. So, since I can't go to the gym anymore, I started doing yoga, and it's the same breathing technique.
It's mind over matter, man.
But I mean, are you, nothing.
Did you see, if you watch the video, you're one thing because you're young and smart. The woman was really old. If you watch the video, he tells her basically what to say. You feel a lot better now, don't you? What's she going to say?
Right. I mean, if you're playing that into someone's head, of course.
I saw the way he does it, and he goes, "Now, come on now." And you don't want to disappoint the provider.
That's right. You don't. That's exactly.
But she touched her toes, the old lady.
Yeah, she did.
And it was the first time she's touched her.
Right here, bro.
Since this morning.
That's what I do.
What happened to the hypnotist he used to have?
Oh, he works. He was real, man. If you want to quit smoking or something, that guy could do it. He works. But you had to want it.
Troubleshooter Show.
I need somebody.
Now, Tom Martino, the Troubleshooter.
Help me if you can.
Hi, I'm Tom Martino, your Troubleshooter. Welcome. This hour brought to you by Centeno Schultz for True Living Stem Cells. If you're watching Channel 7, you're going to see tonight on the denverchannel.com or watch the TV Channel 7 tonight at 10. They're going to have a follow-up on stem cell therapy. And they basically went out and got all the fakers and exposed them. And I think it's a good thing. Now, Centeno Schultz does True Living Stem Cell Therapy. And, of course, they're a sponsor here, right? So they pay for this commercial. But, you know, you can't pay for commercials if I don't believe what I'm saying. I am so happy to find a True Living Stem Cell therapy. And even then, it doesn't work 100% of the time. In fact, you know, at Centeno Schultz, they'll tell you the truth one way or the other, if they think it'll work or not. And they won't do it. They'll do PRP or some other therapy. And they can also recommend surgery. They're real doctors, not chiropractors playing this stupid game with fake fluid. 303-963-9201. Centeno Schultz. They also go as Regenex. Okay, let's go now to the phones. Jim has a question. Today is card day, and I'll introduce my guest. But Jim, you have a question about non-bearer bonds. Go ahead, sir.
Yeah, I have a couple of non-bearer bonds that my dad left me, and I'm just not sure how I can cash them in or what to do with them.
Okay, non-bearer bonds. Okay, a bearer bond is a bond, of course, that's issued where you have to be a bearer. You have to have it, right, as an instrument. What's non-bearer bond, Mark?
I'm not sure what a non would be.
I don't think I've heard of a
non-bearer
bond. Where would it be? But yet there has to be one because they talk about a bearer bond, so therefore there should be an opposite, right? A bearer bond...
Maybe the bank holds it?
Everyone understands a bearer bond doesn't have a name on it. It's a bond that you have, like a dollar bill. You own it if you have it. It's an instrument that's issued, and you own the instrument. Whoever holds it has it, like a dollar. A dollar doesn't have my name on it. A $5. But I don't know what non-bearer
Maybe it's got a name on it.
No, I misspoke then. I'm talking about what you just said with no name on it.
Okay, well you can go to, okay, if it's current and not expired, you know, bearer bonds can be expired and they can be called in and no longer, if it's still good, any investment house you can sell them to.
They're like cash, though.
Yeah, well, but not at a bank. You would go to an investment house that trades them.
Yeah.
These are expired. I mean, they came due years ago.
Well, then they're not. So. They're no good. You missed your boat. Why are they expired? I mean, tell me what kind of bond it is.
Well, he had them in his their utility bonds.
Okay, and that's what I wanted to explain. You have to be approved to issue a bond, and usually it's either something that's public or something that is a quasi-public. So let's say you have a sewer district, or let's say you want to build something, low-income housing or whatever, and you issue bonds. What does that mean? That means that I say, for $5,000, you can buy this bond, and this bond will be paid back in so many years with this interest. That bond then is negotiable, but then it expired. So this is for a what district? Who issued it?
Well, I have two different ones. One's for out of Texas, and one's out of California.
But who issued
utility bonds?
Utility bond.
Issued it?
Yeah. What utility?
One is Spring Creek Forest Public Utility District,
okay.
Waterworks and
Good.
Sewer System.
Good. That's great. You have an entity. You can call them directly and say, I'm holding a bond. And how much is it for?
The face is $5,000, and it has.
Wow.
It's old. It's got the coupons on there.
Okay, but the terms are written right on there. What does it say about expiration? Some expire, meaning they will no longer accrue interest, but you can still get the face value. So what does it say?
That's basically what it's saying is they do expire, but I can still get the face value.
Okay, then call the entity. You can go directly to the entity.
If they're still around, yeah.
Yeah, well, if they're not around, they're no good.
Well, what I was wondering, I thought that if these were issued to the bank and this goes to like lost funds or something.
They're not.
Like that.
Okay, hold on. They don't issue anything. A bond is a bond. See, when you want to know if they were paid off, where did your money go? They will only pay those who surrender bonds. So this would not be the escheat funds you're talking about. Escheat funds or treasury funds, unclaimed funds, they go into what's called escheat, E-S-C-H-E-E-T, I believe, or E-A-T. Anyway, escheat fund is for those lost funds. This is not lost. You have the bond. So when they paid them off, they issued a notice, and people literally surrendered the bonds and got paid. I believe bonds still are payable in most cases, but they stop accruing interest on that date. But in some cases, the entire bond expires along with the liability. You have to check to see what you have. And if you...
I doubt his... No, not at all.
All right, Stephanie, what's going on with you? You had a vinyl wrap problem, and who did that vinyl wrap for you?
A guy named Chris over at First Class Vinyl.
And what did he do for you?
He wrapped my car. I brought it to your attention. He was supposed to do some rework for me, so he did do the rework for me. He told me it would be done in 4 days.
Yeah.
He took 22 days. I went to pick up my car. It was in the wrong color.
Oh, no. We thought we had it worked out. We thought we had it worked out.
I mean, is this guy doing this on purpose? What is this?
I don't know, and it's even worse now.
He sounded like a nice guy. He really did, and he sounded like he wanted to make it work. Okay, so what happened then? Did you say it's the wrong color?
So the white that I have and that I ordered has silver speckles to it, and what he gave me has gold.
Is it something you can't live with?
Yeah, because now it's bubbling.
Oh, no.
And it's warping.
So let's suffice it to say he can't do it right. I mean, this is his second chance.
Yeah.
So what now? Did you call to see what we can do now?
I did.
Yeah, I don't blame you. I thought. Yeah, I thought we had it worked out. We had him on the air. We thought we had it worked out. How much did you pay in total?
I paid him about $3,400.
Oh my God, this is not cheap.
No.
$3,400. Okay, what do we do? Guys, suggestions. What do we do? I think small claims court is an excellent alternative, but we should call him. Deputy...
Did he say anything about, is that material not available? Is there a chance?
Well,
no, it's not even... Let's just say this, Al. It's not even the material.
Right.
The thing, let's not even argue about that. It's just bubbling, right? Because he'll say it is the color, she says it won't, but no one can argue if it's bubbling.
The bubbling's an easy fix. You take a razor and you heat it up and you pull it back. I mean, that's not... It's stuff that can be fixed. The vinyl, when vinyl
really?
Up, yeah.
Come on an existing job?
Do you agree?
Yeah, they can do a lot. They can do a lot of repair.
I sent the pictures to Dan on your show.
Deputy Dan? Deputy Dan, were you the one in touch with him to begin with? No. Who handled this?
No, there was a female that called him originally.
Deputy Daff. She would be the only one, or Suzanne. Suzanne doesn't necessarily take the cases.
I thought she was Sheriff Daff.
No, she's executive producer.
Okay.
Oh, no. Daff is Deputy Daff.
Okay.
And Suzanne's executive producer, Suzanne.
Sheriff Suzanne, then.
Sheriff?
Yeah.
What am I, then?
You're the big...
Okay.
Kahuna.
Stephanie, listen, man. Stephanie, let's try to call this guy. Deputy Greg, could you just pick it up? And here's how I'd start it, Greg. He did this on our behest. I'd say, we appreciate you taking a second stab at this, but it's bubbling, and she says it's the wrong color. What should we do about it? Let's just see what he says. Let us know. Hold on. Hey, Steph, out of curiosity, were you born in the late 60s? Hold on. Stephanie, out of curiosity, were you born in the late 60s?
I was.
Okay. Hold on. Okay. The reason I say that is because almost every Stephanie I know was born in the late 60s. So something happened during that time, and that name was popular. But I just...
It was the time of love.
No, but why Stephanie? Why that name, you think? Who are you named after, Stephanie?
My mother said she named me after the most beautiful girl in her high school.
Okay.
That's strange.
But Stephanie is a very popular name in the late 60s. I often wonder about names, because names do have years of...
How come
Sabrina. Sabrina is like... Sabrina would be popular around early 2000s, Sabrina.
Whatever happened to, like, Myrtle?
Those kinds of old names, Greta, Myrtle, Gertrude.
You don't hear them.
Isn't it funny that you don't know any young people named that?
Nobody.
Why is that? Everybody you know named Gertrude is old. When did they get old? Because they had to be young at one time and they named Gert, but probably when they were younger they were called Gertie.
My grandmother's name was Hortense.
Oh, come on. I've heard that name, but that's only for old people, too.
I know. Myrtle, Hortense.
But what do you call her for short, for God's sakes? Hortense.
Hey, watch it, buddy.
Oh, my goodness. I digress. Let's get out of here. I told you about K&H, right? And I said that they have that wonderful siding sale. That siding sale for Everlast Siding, $6,200 off. K&H Home Solutions. Well, now guess what? K&H Home Solutions also has a special on their windows, or as my cousins would say in New York, their winders. And K&H Home Solution is offering, first of all, the company you can trust. I've known them for the entire time I've been in Colorado. The old owner and the new owner, of course, who's owned it for like 30 years, that's Ted Rowland. And here's the deal on your windows. Here it is. Ready? Where is it? Where is it? I have it here somewhere. I don't know where they were. Oh, I think it's $500. Yes, this one. $500 off every window you buy, isn't it? Find out what the window thing is. I'm so embarrassed here. I think they have a cool window special. Suzanne, could you ask him what it is? It's either, I think it's $500 off every window you buy. Okay, I'm pretty sure, but it's incredible. The windows they have, by the way, are beautiful windows. Vinyl replacement windows, durable, energy efficient, and beautiful. They will give you not only increased value, but you'll save on your energy bills. KHWindows.com is the website. You can make your own appointment. KHWindows.com, and it's $500 off each window. If I'm wrong, I'll let you know, but I think that's what it is. And also $6,200 off your entire siding purchase.
This report.
The thing is right? I mean, that's why we have such good business going on.
Yeah.
Everybody wants to live here.
Wow, man, why'd you have to throw that in there? Not everybody. I don't.
Because Marcus taught me, he would say, "Are you saying that everybody wants to live?"
Saying that everybody wants to live here. Come on, man.
Are you? Is that what he's saying?
That's what he's saying.
So,
60-year heritage.
Now the people in Hawaii and the Big Island probably wish they were
you
here.
know what? I've been not wanting to go to Hawaii forever. So our 25th anniversary is coming up. I fucking booked it, paid for it, and this fucking volcano thing happened. And I fucking knew it. If I ever went there, I'd be miserable. I know there's going to be fucking ashes everywhere. It's going to suck.
It's all your fault that Hawaii's an
What's that? You blew it up.
When you're going to
You
Oahu,
should probably get better rates on the airfare.
They get a great deal, man. Yeah.
We're not going to the...
They're having a fire sale on Central.
that's where the next one's supposed to
That's
go.
why I go to Mexico.
I'm going next week.
North Shore.
Oahu?
Oahu.
Love it up there.
I want to see the real surf.
You came from up there, get on the high perch and watch the island.
We're
get sucked
staying
underwater.
literally on the beach.
Whoa, you can blow
So
it.
walk out,
Yeah.
Yeah, my brother stays in one of those.
whatever it's called.
My brother lives over in Pearl City.
Yeah, you told me that.
Don't the trade winds go
So you've been there a
across
lot.
towards you?
Twice.
Oh, that's it?
Yeah.
Wow.
You don't like your brother?
You don't like the brother?
We were estranged for a little while.
You still strange though.
You have no idea.
Yeah?
That was freaky fast.
That was freaky bad, man. That was a Jimmy John moment right there. Oahu is a cool island. That is a very cool island.
It's pretty much the business district of Hawaii.
It is, isn't it? Yeah. That port is real cool down by Port Harbor. But like even to the west.
Do you see any purpose, in all reality, for 99% of the products? And I'll give you an example of 1% out, because it's a live call-in. With the exception of a live call-in you're doing with
Denver.com, use it. Let me use that.
That's
You
better.
use it?
Is it forwarded?
Well, I mean, for your stuff.
Yeah, that's what you
I
should
do.
use.
It links right in.
No.
And then you could.
I always say Kimmer Trans, I gotta change
Oh,
it.
gotcha.
Yeah, use that one and then you.
What's on our website? What's on
Well, that's
referral?
the name of the website. but
No, what's on referrallist.com? Do we have?
KimmerTrans.com.
No, we need Denver.
Oh yeah, that's a great keyword.
God
Alright,
almighty.
lines up with keyword. I like it.
And it's easy to spell.
But you're not in that.
Is that for free? Is that free?
I'm Tom Martino, your troubleshooter, 303-713-TALK. The Raleigh House is for treatment of addiction. If there are any addictions, including alcohol, and you need help, the Raleigh House. Now, I want to give you a number. It's not a hotline. It's not a crisis line. It's an information line. In fact, it's not even, well, you can call it if you want to sign up yourself. If you're listening right now and say, Tom, I am an addict. I'd like some help. It would be great if you admit that to yourself. But for those who have an addict in their lives and it's kind of getting in the way, or you notice some weird behavior and you're wondering, any questions to do with addiction, you can call this line free of charge, confidential, no obligation, because they want you to have the right place. I mean, they've referred people to the Salvation Army's free program. They've referred people to other kinds of medical help, but they also can tell you about the Raleigh House. But truly, this is not a sales job. This number is to find out about what are the different modalities, how long does it take, what are the different programs, what does it cost, does insurance cover it, what are the telltale signs, how do I know if it's getting worse, is there something I can tell by looking at their eyes, are there tests I can do without them knowing, you know, anything. You want, how do I approach them? Okay, here's the number, 720-893-5559. That's 720-893-5559. Okay, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255.
I've got to tout our other guest real quick. Do you realize he did both my cars?
Did he do it free?
In less than 1 hour.
Are you doing it because he did it? Okay,
no,
good.
No.
I was just kidding. I know you don't.
Listen, this guy will come to you. Well, you know this. He'll sell you new tires and do them right in your parking lot. Or like I do every year, I put snow tires on. So I buy the snow tires.
You don't even have to buy them from him. He'll pick up your tires and put them on for what?
How much is it now, 60?
So for a winter swap, I charge 65.
Discount tire charges more than he does, and he comes to you and does it in your parking lot.
So this guy, if you have your winter tires in the trunk, or, well, where would you have them if you're at work? Or do you store them?
I do have a storage option for people.
Anyway, so you want to go winter to summer, summer to winter.
Or buy new tires.
He'll do it in your parking lot for $60.
Or you go to TireRack.com, you pick out the tires you want.
He goes, picks them up.
He'll pick them up, deliver them.
Mountain Balance.
It's crazy.
Yeah, anyway. So the name of his service?
Well, it's Rocky Mountain Tire Service.
Okay.
970-412-2246. 970-412-2246.
What you can do is you can find them on the referral list at referralist.com. Steve, tell me about your 03 Suburban with 130,000 miles, sir.
Well, what I was wondering is I'm going on a trip, and so I've heard that, you know, you should get your tranny service, you know,
Jeff,
either new fluid or a filter put in there.
Jeff, when was the last time you had it done, Steve?
I don't think it's ever been done.
Okay, so he has 130K on an 03. What would you recommend for a transmission service, whether he's going on a trip or not?
I would definitely recommend dropping the pan as opposed to just doing a flush.
Okay.
That way you can inspect in the event
because it's never been done.
Particularly since it's never been done.
Okay.
And then you can see what debris is actually collected in there, and if for whatever reason it's not a good idea to service it, everything can be reassembled, put the old fluid back in without causing any additional damages or shock in the system.
Okay.
So basically, drop that pan. What does that cost at your place?
Menu, that's $189.98.
Give this guy a hell of a deal.
$189 is a hell of a deal, but what will you give him?
How about 50% off of that?
Listen, Steve, did you just hear that?
I heard that. Now, where's this at, though?
I'm at 6830 South Jordan Road.
It's Jordan. It's on Jordan, just south of Arapahoe.
Okay, I know where that is.
Just south of Arapahoe. If you look on the left-hand side, as you turn onto Jordan, he's in that building.
Suzanne will give you the info.
Kimmer Transmission. And are you sure that one website does work? Because I didn't check it out. Denver Transmission.
Oh, I've got to play with that a little bit. I'll get a hold of my gal.
Okay.
We have it linked, but I was looking at some other stuff, and
I better because I said that's.
I know I own the domain.
Okay, if you own the domain, get it up there, but it's kimmertrans.com. Okay, hold on. Let's go. Shay, what's going on with you, Shay?
Hi there, Tom. Love the show.
Thank you. What's happening?
And I just left the Audi dealership earlier today. I left my 2013 Q7 TDI with them, yesterday. And I thought it was my check engine light went on, and I thought it was in regards to the TDI fix they did last November. And since then, I only put 3,000 miles on. And
how many miles on the whole car? How many miles?
82,000.
How long have you owned it?
2014, 4 years.
4 years. And, you know, why, guys, tell me this, and maybe you can tell me, Che, why are Audis so damn popular with young men nowadays? Why is it they're so popular? Why?
Well,
performance?
I have engine modification. I have rims lowered. I mean, it's a great car to play with.
Okay.
And
you answered it. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Man, are they expensive to maintain, though, after a while.
Are you finding that, Che?
Mark, you are so right.
Well, what's the situation today that brings the phone call?
Okay, so they diagnosed the check engine to be my turbo was bad. And I have a stage 1 tune on it, and I was looking on some forums while I was in their lobby, and they said that it could be just a wastegate, replace the wastegate, or maybe it's just a leak. But they kept on insisting on selling me the whole thing at just over $4,600. So
holy crap!
I was wondering what are my options?
Yeah, can a turbo be parted?
Rebuilt?
Can you know, just any parts or
on that vehicle, the wastegate's integrated into the turbo.
But can you replace a wastegate?
You don't want to do that, because when you look at these miles, here's that place. You save customer money, you do the wastegate. Now the internal bearings of that turbo are worn. When that bearing fails and that thing starts making noise, they're going to come back and say, you just work on my turbo. It is a component that heats up and it's under such a load that you're better off doing it correctly.
Did they say what was wrong within the turbo?
No, they didn't give me a detailed description as to what was wrong. They just kept pushing the whole turbo.
Okay, guys,
don't they just rebuild them?
Can you buy rebuilt?
So everybody always think, oh, is it a diaphragm? Yes, it can be. Many of the times what happens, they heat up so much they crack the actual housing.
Can you rebuild them?
You could buy them rebuilt.
You
can buy
don't want to rebuild them.
But
no,
I wouldn't rebuild them.
No, but you can buy them rebuilt. With a core charge.
Well, I'm saying, like, if he does it, are they going to keep his core and try to rebuild it? Or send it back to the factory? I'm just curious how... Is it like an alternator?
Yes,
they do.
It is.
They send them back and they save the parts that are savable.
The factories do it, yeah.
Correct.
What are you saying? Or rebuilders?
Well, there's got to be more to this ticket, because just looking up the labor and the parts, I mean, the turbo assembly itself is just under $1,000. When I look at the labor, it's only calling for a few hours to actually take the thing off.
Che,
is there more work?
5 hours.
Did they ask you to hold on and bend over? Because $5,000, he's telling me that the turbo's under 1,000, and what else?
And 5 hours of labor. So there's got to be more included in that ticket than just
what
the
else?
turbo.
I got the invoice. It says nothing, but the turbo kit at just over $4,600.
Okay, you need to get a second opinion here, guys. Do you do that work? Would you do that work?
No, absolutely, yeah.
And Jeff,
I have an Audi. We have an Audi Tech. Yeah.
On that one, no, we would pass on that job.
And Pro Auto Care has
we have an Audi Tech at the Littleton.
Is there a way to call and find out what it would cost?
Yeah, he can call over there. Absolutely, talk to Chris.
Can we call for the heck of it? Because I want to compare.
Could they be that
Here's the thing: when they do those turbos, a lot of times they add more than just a turbo part. You do a lot of the returns, the feeds, and many of the lines.
Yeah, but $3,500 worth?
No, but there's probably more to it. And realize on the turbo, there's other stuff that they'll do.
Hold on.
Now, get him a quote.
Hold on, but this is Al protecting himself, saying he doesn't want to call that high and come in at like 4,000 because we just heard the thing's under $1,000. But Che, here's the deal.
But his Audi Tech will know approximately.
Yeah, we need to know what's included in that. Is there a way? You said you just left there. Can you ask them to break that down?
I did. They just refused. They just said this is it, and my tech's busy. And
maybe your tech can give us a low and a high. Let's do that, Al. It's an 13.
Give all the
Q7
details.
TDI.
Turbo.
What does TDI stand for?
Is that the
turbo diesel?
Oh, okay.
Diesel, yeah, just like Volkswagen.
Wow, hold on. Does that diesel perform with the turbo?
Oh, most of those little diesels are turbos, right?
Absolutely,
that is a fabulous setup. All over Europe, that's pretty much what you drive.
Wow.
You think we're moving to that? I mean, are we ever going to see Ford? They're not making cars anymore, but will we see them do those?
Stay tuned, okay, bro, and we'll get you a price. All right, stay tuned. 303-713-8255. The show is a rocking and a rolling. John Fuller Law. If you're injured, just remember, Fuller, okay? You don't know whose fault it is, Fuller. You don't know how much it's worth, Fuller. You don't know what to do. You just got out of the hospital, or you're on your way to see a chiropractor. You're thinking, man, I'm losing work. John Fuller will be straight with you. Do you know many people have hired John Fuller after hiring another attorney? They talked to him and said, man, I should have gotten you from the beginning. So what I'm telling you is this. You don't have to hire anyone, but if you're hurt, call at least. John will actually talk to you, not some intake person or personal assistant. He'll talk to you, and he'll go over your options. If you like him, you hire him, and he works on a contingency. If you don't need him, he'll be the first to tell you. John Fuller, a good all-around guy, great attorney, 303-597-4500. 303-597-4500.
best decision Suzanne and I ever made was calling John Fuller.
Search his name, Fuller, at referralist.com. His website is personalinjuryco.com.
Would you please forward me or copy me in what you're replying? Would you reply yet?
I'm sorry. Thanks for running.
I just want to put it to bed.
I don't know if Bonnie wants to come up here. I guess because Court's not leaving.
No, I'm leaving at the end of this hour, so I'll bring him up.
Okay, but I'll ask him.
Yeah, he might be playing this game.
What did they say they quoted him? 4,000?
46.
And Jeff's saying your cost is 1,000.
No, this shows list price at $967.
That's list?
Yeah.
On a remand, right?
They didn't say it was a remand or no.
Does it say it's an OEM part or does it not, Jeff?
It was OE.
That can't be right.
24/7, $39 to get.
Unless you're right, there's like this massive kick you
I
got.
forwarded you what previous marketing guys said.
If you're
texting me, it's not the $500 off. That's why I went to
But he also said he had a level 1.
Oh, okay. We had one years ago come in.
Okay.
But if that kit includes the supercharger, and the supercharger by itself, $2,900.
It needed a cat, so I go to look it up for my service.
If I'm looking at replacing the turbo and then
They
retuning
were all the weirdest
Are you
shit
giving
things
me
you
info?
ever seen.
I'm sorry, Al. Are
It
you
was-
just getting with
it
the
was-
texting? Give me
I
info
was
or
five, and it took you a lot more.
No, I'm trying to see if
This
this
guy
guy's
should
gonna
do
do
it.
it.
Why wouldn't they give you
We're never buying that.
turbo kit?
What was it, a dealership?
Yeah. That's a Poser car if there ever was a Poser.
What is it? I know.
We're calling it turbo kit, which I didn't
Sure.
know.
And he said, oh, Lord, it's got the,
You know how hard that is to sell? Sell to
I
a
think it's rough as hell. Rides rough.
But it's got leather though, baby. Not pleather. Shit, I'll put my Genesis. I'll put the twin turbo Genesis against fucking any Audi any day. I got more shit, better value, better warranty, better
Are you
everything.
saying you could beat it in a quarter mile?
That twin, no, there's some Audis that are pretty fucking fast. Although that twin turbo's 380 horse.
Is it really? That's pretty good.
That's fucking fast, and it's all-wheel drive.
The Genesis is?
Mine is, yeah. I don't know if you can buy them that aren't all-wheel. Maybe. That's why that electric car is so damn fast. One of the reasons is because it's all-wheel drive. I mean, the torque's incredible. But
Well, yeah, I mean, especially when you got a motor on each wheel. So.
imagine trying to take off in that Demon compared to a Tesla. I mean, that Tesla sticks to the road.
They've already done it.
They can't beat it, can
The
they?
Tesla is the fastest off the line. Now,
Period.
it's limited, so whereas the Demon, when you'll get up, was it 2?
I could beat
14 on the Demon?
I could beat any Tesla,
On the Demon, the top speed?
any Tesla out there in a 400-mile race.
That's what I've heard.
Every
Just over 2.
So as soon as the Tesla gets limited by it's like 189, it gets limited on the speed. That's when
Or
the
if
Demon will go past.
the other thing is just a long race, you'll beat a Tesla every time. It's just got to be over 400 miles.
Maybe they won't. Are not dogs.
No, but they run out.
Maybe they'll put a generator in back. That's a pretty amazing car.
Unmanned.
Yeah, I know. It's perfect. Period.
I just did, guys, Model X, and he's going for a test drive afterwards. And he slammed it, and
In
my
fact,
head went.
What's weird is how quiet they are.
Yeah.
It's creepy.
It scares you because they have no loss of energy. That's why it's crazy. I mean,
Plus, the Model X does that stupid musical thing that he played for me.
what is that?
Really?
Yeah, it blinks lights, it plays music, it opens the doors.
Isn't that wild?
Really?
It's
They're
stupid, but
really
it's
cool.
entertaining.
For the price point, they're really fucking cool, man.
Yeah.
They do some new cars.
Yeah,
do
but they're
amazing
130
stuff.
though.
They are amazing. You know, one of the guys I work with, one of the sales managers.
Yeah,
at
but it's a
Volvo,
lot of fucking cool shit for 130.
Yeah.
He was telling me
Way
that,
cooler than anything else for 130.
Like their automatic driver system, which I hate.
Yeah.
I don't like the idea of not being in control of the car.
I
But
argue with
it
people
followed
like
the road really well.
Oh, God, yes. How many seconds till it bitches at you? 20?
I think he said it was like 12 seconds till you had to touch the wheel, so that way it
Cadillac now, you gotta, long as it sees your eyeballs, it'll stay on autopilot.
See, this is why all my cars are from 2003 or older. Because
You sound like Mikey. I don't understand for the life of me why you wouldn't want the car to do everything.
And also,
I don't.
manual transmission, you gotta have rocks in your head.
I agree.
Oh, they're slower now.
Yeah.
There is nothing.
I never liked one anymore.
In fact, all those 800 horsepower demons, I bet they're all automatic.
That is exactly right.
You know why?
You can't
Because
get a manual.
it is so much faster than what a human
It
can do.
is.
8-speed transmission.
Mikey, how does he light a cigarette and shifts?
Yeah. Hey, drink a beer.
Frank Duran, you got to think I'm going to get a great deal when I go to buy because he knows how to negotiate. And
When you say Frank Duran's going to list my home, you know it's going to sell faster and for more money. He just, whether he's selling or buying, he sets himself up to be your advocate. You will love him. You have my word. You will love him. It'll be one of the best business experiences you ever have. 303-920-1622. FrankDuran@realestateman.com. A note here on K&H, okay? This is very important. I said they had a window special, khwindows.com. So K&H Home Solutions has a window special. It's not the $500 off. It's better. It's, no, it is, let's see, 20...
They already have 25.
No. It's 25% off their entire window purchase, plus a free upgrade to triple pane glass. That is a truly great special. khwindows.com. Let's keep going here. So did we get a price on that turbo? Che was being, okay, we're going to hold that. Che, if you want to wait.
There's a multiple turbos because you need the VIN to actually decode it.
But I want to get a range.
Get Suzanne to get the VIN.
We're trying to. It's in the works.
Okay, 303-713-TALK. I'm going to take people in the order they've come in here. Mark has a 2010 Explorer. Hey, Mark, what's going on with your Explorer and your transmission, sir?
Well, I have a question for Jeff, actually. He's been doing my transmission work exclusively, and I bought this 2010 Explorer. It's got the 4.6 V8, and I think it has the 6R60 transmission. And when it downshifts from second to first, sometimes it'll surge forward, and it's kind of a hard downshift, and it's intermittent. Doesn't happen all the time. I had the car checked out before I bought it, and I can't blame the guys for missing that because it is intermittent.
Yeah, there's several different reasons why we've actually seen that pop up, anywhere from software issues to actual mechanical problems inside the unit itself. There are actually some software updates that we can do to it. That would be the first place we'd go, see if that doesn't attack it, and then if we still end up having a symptom, then we'll get further into diagnosis.
Okay, yeah, because I talked to you last week about getting in and having the transfer case and the differentials changed, oil changed anyway. So
but I think what he's proposing sounds the most reasonable on this. And, you know, so if there's any... What exactly, though, was the reason for the phone call? If he's been looking at it regularly, did something new develop, or was it?
No, this is a new car to me. He's not worked on it.
Oh, he hasn't worked on this particular one. Okay, yeah, for sure. All right, Andrew, what's going on with this car dealership, bro?
Yes, sir. So, I'll get down to it real quick. My wife took my 2014 F-150 in to this dealership. We were just going to get brakes and pads and rotors replaced. She dropped it off. They did the repairs throughout the day. When I came back to pick it up, there is a split across the windshield, all the way across from one side to the next side of the car.
There's two ways this could go. You know that, Andrew. If it's something they caused, and then it's their fault. But if it just happened because it's there, that's a bitch, man, because you're going to say, holy cow, you know, why did this happen? Unless they caused it, you know. There could have been a nick somewhere. There could have been a crack on the side. It could have been stressed, and then it just happened to do it. And
even if it happened during a test drive, I'd still argue I'm not sure they're responsible.
No, that's what I'm saying. If it was going to happen. However, and if they drove it and a rock flew up, they're not responsible. If the only time they would be responsible that I could see is if they dropped something or leaned up against it or did something out of the ordinary. Otherwise, you're going to have a tough time.
Okay, well, when I brought it to their attention, their crew came out. They started running a pen across the windshield.
Yeah, good.
And they were trying to identify that there was a divot in it, and they had washed the truck while it was in their possession. And so, when I was talking with one of their techs, I said, well, probably what happened was it was hot out. You guys took it through the car wash, the cold water on the windshield, and that's what split the windshield. But they pointed out where they believe that there's a divot in it.
But tell me something. If it was hot out and they went to the car wash and it broke the window, why would that be their fault unless you're going to argue, I know better, I would never do that? Is that what you would say?
Well, no, my argument was that when we dropped it off, it didn't have a split across the windshield.
Right, I understand.
And when we picked it up, it had it,
exactly.
So.
And Andrew, you're totally reasonable, so I'm going to ask you another reasonable question. What would have happened tell me if you think they're responsible. And then I'm going to ask a very simple question. Why? Because the fact that it happened, for example, if it was sitting out in their parking lot and a meteor dropped on your car,
or if it hailed,
they wouldn't be responsible. If you know what I'm saying, you know where I'm going. So tell me under what circumstances you would feel that they are responsible.
I don't know how to explain what circumstances. It's under their possession. So the way that I look at it is, if someone bumped into the vehicle and there was a thing in the door or something.
It still wouldn't. Most likely, it still wouldn't be their responsibility unless if it was their employee that did it.
No, I'm saying if they did it, if they bumped another car. Of course, Andrew, I totally agree. If they did something, they would be responsible. Here's what you're referring to what's called possession and control. Okay, here's the deal. Just because something is in their possession doesn't make them responsible for it.
Okay.
Just like, tell me this. If you borrow your friend's car, and this guy never maintained his car, and it had no oil in it, and this guy is just a loser, he just doesn't take care of anything, and the engine's seized, would you think that's your fault?
Oh man, that's a tricky question.
Exactly. What if you were driving and you stopped and you parked and a bird was flying by and it pooped on the hood and that stuff, etched into the paint. You tried to wipe it off, but you noticed there was paint damage. Would that be your fault? No, because it wasn't you who did it, and there's nothing you could have done to prevent that.
The good news, though, is we have got one of the best auto glass companies in the world on a referral list.
It's not going to cost much to fix. But what were you saying?
I want to poke a hole in that whole car wash situation, hot windshield, and it cracks.
Go ahead.
Have you ever driven down the road and it rains?
Yes.
Good point.
Yeah.
And people say that all the time. Oh, they ran it through pressure washer. I know at the dealer where we worked at, you probably ran it through the wash and broke the... No.
It doesn't happen.
It rains. It doesn't matter. Glass doesn't do it. Expands and contracts.
I think if it's really, really, really hot, Al, it could break.
Or vice versa.
Anything could happen.
When I
could be good looking one day.
But it has to have, seriously, it has to have a stress somewhere.
That's exactly right. If it had a crack to begin with, absolutely the temperature change will do that.
Change in and of itself would not do it.
A little chip can do a lot.
When I was 17, I threw hot water on my cold windshield, and that sucker broke.
Yeah, and it had a stress somewhere because of it, probably.
I don't know.
No. I mean, a clear glass just won't crack for the hell of it. It has to have a weakness, unless, of course, it's not a windshield like regular glass could. But windshields are especially tempered. Hold on a sec, Andrew. Let's just make a long story short. I don't think we can fight for you on this one to go after a dealer or a repair shop. 303-713-8255. All right. This is something we have to correct. Cam Solar, I told you, in 20 minutes you'll get a complete estimate and analysis. It's not an estimate for the system, okay? First of all, they will get back to you in 20 minutes with a complete solar analysis, meaning how much electricity you'll generate and how efficient it will be and if it's worth putting in. They can tell you that based on where you're located. The numbers, they'd have to meet with you on that, obviously, but there will never be a penny out of your pocket because of the tax incentives and the utility company rebates and their financing, you don't have to have any money out of pocket, and you're going to start saving money on energy from day one as soon as it's done. So if you go to this website or call the number, you give them your information, they'll get back to you within 20 years with a complete analysis of within 20 minutes with a complete analysis of your situation. But Cam Solar is the only solar energy company to offer you both a 20-year bumper-to-bumper equipment warranty and an energy production guarantee. Okay? Now that's incredible, a guarantee. So give them a call. It's 720-449-2935, or better yet, just go to the website and fill out the information. And within 20 minutes, they'll get back to you with an analysis. That's GoCam, C-A-M, GoCamSolar.com.
Justice system paid for it.
Yeah, that's right. This guy was a little bit of research. I need that.
I know. Some of the requests I get, like, what was the other one I got? They didn't want to come to Colorado Springs. It was a Denver company. Take them off the list. I'm like, wow, that's harsh.
That goes to show with the labor guys will screw you.
Oh, yes, yes.
What'd you find out?
So he's looking it up. He's got to have the VIN because it could possibly have the twin turbo system in there.
Oh,
the motor's got to come out of the car.
Well, what's 5 hours?
That's what we just looked up on ProDemand on Mitchell. It shows 5 hours.
That's what he just said. Sometimes the labor guys
when they first came out with the North Star systems, with the 1480Es in there, they were real common for the input speed sensors on the trannies to go back.
And you got to drop the engine and the transmission.
You got to pull the tranny out to get to it, but the labor guides only showed 0.6 hours to do the job.
Because it's already out, they assume, or they just are completely wrong?
They had it wrong. They corrected it about 3 years later down the pipe. When people were getting burned on this thing, because you go after the sensors.
I'd make a fucking phone call, though. I guarantee I wouldn't be doing it. I'm sorry, we screwed up. It's actually this much.
Yeah, the tranny's got to come out.
We've got
12 hours involved in this ticket.
Well, not to mention all
Well, you said $160 to fix them.
But people don't realize this. If you know what, if I could grow another bay and have another technician, I probably would do it for that initial 160. But I'd lose so much money having that tech in that bay tied up for 12 hours.
You couldn't do it.
Oh my God.
No, but I think in those cases, just say this is what it's going to cost. We haven't touched this.
Plus, you're paying the tech.
Make sure no food when you're answering questions. People, I get emails all the time.
Did you email her yet?
Almost done with it.
Be a gentleman.
That's crazy.
Thanks, dude.
I mean, I wouldn't talk with my food in my mouth.
What was that?
Thank you for that.
Absolutely.
Is that what they're saying?
You should,
See you or hear you?
No. How about mobile flat?
I haven't had it in a while, but if we do it, they will just...
Did you really? What do you get for that?
If it's within
Thank you,
25 miles
very much.
You're welcome,
downtown, I do 35, and then outside, I do 45.
Tom, we have time after the show.
I don't even know how you do that.
Go. Go be quick.
I'm trying to do quantity and quality.
I don't have that video.
Cheap, so.
What do you mean?
I can't open it up because...
Would you send him a link to that video?
He can't open. He said he can't open, which I...
Because it comes...
So you just...
But it comes in an 8-hour RAM with the ALO and product. My...
Yeah, I've got 100 machines in the back of my car.
I have no other way to send it to you.
You know what I'll do? The last one you sent was perfect.
Balance, I
But
run
when I click it, I'll fill it. I'll bring it up and just you can't use it.
I'll send it to
my balance is
I'll do it through my Gmail tonight.
Yeah.
The field road portion is the best.
Then you'll just click on the link and I think it just downloads.
I don't understand people
You won't have to log in.
Ranger or
You haven't seen it yet?
No.
But, you know, they try.
I like the 30. You know what was weird about the 15? There was so much information. I thought it was the 30 until I read the damn tag on it.
No, it's good though. It's really good.
But I'm running that one, the one of the other ones, but only like 10% of the time than that 30. They're really good now. I like them.
From now.
You can't push the deadline.
It's basically you. Remember the Take 10 where you had the same thing?
Yeah.
It was the good one.
One of the better sides that I did.
No, it was
I don't know. I wasn't going to get many.
You come off. The cool part is you come off real. I think that's the most important part here.
Fast for less. End of story.
Good. You're not a. It's not like a used car sale.
Whoa. This morning got a call I answered about the carpet doctor. It'd been like 20 minutes and he didn't show up yet. He wanted him off the list.
Are you fucking serious?
I want his number. You know, he was supposed to be here and stuff. So I called him up and he said, I'm surprised you didn't have the number. You know, the exact day that you called and everything.
So what happened with the carpet doctor?
I just gave him his number. He was going to call him. I didn't call. I'm not going to call him. But I mean, holy cow, for $100.
Dude, we got this guy. He texted me back after we did one spot for him. One spot. It turned into a long spot, but one spot. 75 bookings in 10 minutes. I mentioned.
Wanted to ask about enrollment because I said this is not a number to call for enrolling. Now, what I meant to say is it wasn't the regular sales number. You can call there, and if you want to get into treatment, you can talk to them. But I don't recommend you pick treatment unless you research it first. And I even mean the Raleigh House. They'll tell you all about it, but then find out about other programs too, because they're not all right for you. Now, the Raleigh House has proven right to many, many, many of my listeners who have availed themselves of the help of addiction treatment. But here's the deal. They have a 90-day program, and it's a commitment, but it works. It's wonderful. And if you want to make a change in your life, by all means, contact them. But this line is also an information line primarily. So if you have questions about addiction, anything, even if you are the addict, you can ask. Or if you have an addict in your circle. So that's 720-893-5559, okay? So 720-893-5559. I believe we do have that Raleigh House information line on the referral list as well, so you can Google that, but it's theRaleighHouse.com. Did we get a quote yet on that turbo? Any kind? Are we going to get one? Anything at all? Anything?
Yeah, we just got the VIN number, so we can look it up.
Okay.
They're thinking, though, that engine might need to come out, right, guys? I mean, is that a possibility at this point?
It might be a very expensive proposition.
I was just messaged it has a one-turbo system. He's looking up the parts and labor right now.
Okay, thank you. Debbie? Welcome, Debbie. What's going on? Debbie? Are you there, Debbie?
Oh, my gosh. You were mentioning names, and she wanted to know what you thought of her name, Debbie.
Deborah or Debbie? When
she said Debbie.
Okay, and you mean when it was used?
Yeah, like.
Okay,
yeah.
I'll tell you. Most of the time, if she's there, Debbie.
Little Debbies.
Debbies were. I think most Debbies were named in the mid-50s, early to mid-50s. But
Betty Boop.
It's Debbie, not Betty,
Debbie.
Mark.
Anyway, she just hang up that line. She's just like put it down and walked away. I don't mind if you put the line down, but put it on speaker so you can hear me, for goodness sakes, right? Yeah. Let's talk to Kenny. His GMC truck has dual gas tanks. Okay, Kenny. So dual gas tanks, do they flow back and forth, or are they totally separate? Guys, they don't have any that are interconnected, do they?
No, you have to switch them.
You have to switch them. So, Kenny, what's going on, sir?
I could not get the switch to work. I had 7 head of cattle and a trailer behind me, and I run out of gas a mile south of the fire station in Kiowa. How do I fix this problem?
Okay, and when you say you can't get it to switch, do you have an electrical or a mechanical switch?
It's a mechanical switch on the dash. You just push the button from one tank to the other.
That's not mechanical. That's an actuator of some kind. It either actuates with air, vacuum, or electric. But there's
probably electric.
It sounds like a stuck valve to me, guys.
Yeah, they just corrode after a period of time and just get old.
Not the switch at the dash, but that. Where is the valve, the switchover valve?
Tank. Probably along the frame rail on those, maybe?
Correct.
Kenny, it's almost always that valve. Now, you can go, if you can find it, you can tap
banging
that.
It.
Exactly
Try
right.
banging on it.
Yeah, don't create a spark.
He's stalled, isn't he?
Are you talking about right now, or you're not stuck right now, right?
No, I'm not. I'm home. I got
you can tap on it. You can WD-40 or silicone or something to get that, and you can then have somebody in the truck moving it back and forth.
Have you ever wanted to refinance your mortgage but didn't want to
start a new 30-year loan all over again? Hey, it's Ross Kaminsky for my friends at American Financing. And let me tell you, they can help. When we finance, mortgage insurance, you don't have to worry about resetting your loan term.
That's not run again. When you're thinking you got the other thing going, you know, like,
did you email that yet?
Like, he probably has never serviced that thing. It's always worked, and now that
exactly.
now
That's what I
that
was just
sensor's
thinking.
gone out.
You never switched it, you never do it, and now you use it the one time. Exactly right. You screwed yourself.
It just takes one
I mean,
call.
it's simple. It's more electrical impulse cuts off.
Oh my God, Tom, your son.
Yeah.
So he's asking about old names, and I said, do you think Suzanne is an old name? He's like, ish. He goes, it's like Dick. Then he goes, Richard. That kid is old. He says, Drew, that's your name? That is an old name.
Drew, isn't it?
I think so.
Andrew. That's pretty old, yeah. But how come some, like, never go out of date? Like Tom would be a good example of that.
And then he says, if I have a kid, I'm going to name him
Mark.
Billiam and call him Bill. I said, why not William? And I said, people are Bill all the time with William. He says, Billiam. It'll be the first. And I said, what about Mark? Is that an old name? He goes, no, but if that's my kid, I'd name him Murph. That's one of my whatever dragons on the game.
What's the appeal for coming up with names?
Yeah, exactly.
Making stuff up.
Yeah, like combine.
Her name is Banshee. When did you come up with that?
I love it. How about Seven?
Skylar.
I love Seven.
From Roseanne? What the name of the baby in Roseanne when she had the baby toward the end of the show?
No.
Pretty sure it was.
No.
What?
It was a Seinfeld episode. George was mad that someone else
they named him Jerry after Jerry Garcia.
Jerry Garcia, that's right. I've been watching. I love that new show. Oh my God, I love Roseanne.
Oh, the new one.
She is so funny. That woman is one of the best comedians.
They've upped her for another season.
Yeah,
I'm sure.
You know your other show got canceled.
Which
Kevin
one?
Can Wait.
That's what they say.
Which one?
Kevin Can't Wait or Kevin Can Wait.
No way.
Yeah, it got canceled.
Oh my God, I love Heifer.
What?
Kevin Can Wait.
Well, they're bringing back Tim Allen.
Yeah, they are bringing Last Man
I
Standing.
don't remember that. I didn't watch it, but I remember the title.
That was on Fridays.
Tom, you have friends on broadband.
The part that was amazing is the ratings were unbelievable.
It was
And they got rid of it.
show, but that's
That was all politically motivated.
ABC, yeah. They're like, oh, you guys are too much pro.
I read that on Roseanne they're not going to do as much political
Yeah,
stuff.
they made them cut back for next
Why?
season.
Were they making it?
So you get 20 million viewers, and what do? You fuck with the recipe. What are you, crazy? Isn't that the dumbest thing you've ever heard? They brought in 20 million viewers that first show.
That's what happens when you have people on either side of the coast making decisions. Everyone gets this entire states in the middle.
Cut your nose off in spite of your face.
That's right. 20 million viewers, and they think they're going to get a better recipe.
Yeah.
It's crazy. You know how hard it is to get 10 million watching any one show these days? It's like Super Bowl shit.
And with Tom's on the go rules, it's never been easier to leave heartburn behind.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. You gonna finish that corn dog? Tom's Ultra Strength, available in a store near you.
I love Sunny.
Premium auto glass is good though, guys.
Well,
I've used them a couple times.
They are fucking.
Premium?
Yeah.
Outstanding.
They'll come right to your shop.
And any, I can put a windshield in anything.
3 doors down from me.
I've used the one right next to
Usually
you.
for 165.
Across the street from you.
160? 165 is cheap.
You know how much my Genesis windshield was?
Well, that's different.
It was,
600 or 700 bucks.
Fuck, I wish.
You have sensors? $2,000?
$2,000. I bought the Progressive $50 insurance. So they billed out Progressive $2,200 for my windshield. Wow. Well, I paid $50.
That's when you
They can't do aftermarket.
It's worth every penny. It is.
Oh.
Yeah, it is.
On the motorhome.
I don't know how they do it.
On the motorhome, it was only an additional $40. Have you seen that windshield? How much do you think that thing cost?
20 hours to do that turbo. 20 hours to do that turbo.
So 1,000 plus.
It's $4,000. $4,078.
So the dealer was right there.
Well, at 46, we're almost $700 plus.
Why is it that long?
It's massive disassembly.
Do you have to pull the engine to get to it?
No, he said it's just.
What labor were you quoting?
Right off the mental timeline guide.
Is that right?
Well, no, 100%.
Yeah, 20 hours.
But that's why we brought it up.
Well, but the event specific changes every year.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
No, plus you pay $700 for you.
Tree spraying and feeding, also irrigation service.
What's that?
And that's an OE. That's an OE turbo.
And you give them that,
But the turbo really does cost $1,000.
Yeah, it's that, but then you get all the gaskets and return. You change all that out when you're in there.
that's why they say turbo kit.
Yeah. The kit. Yeah.
See how that's allocating you over. He has explained.
No, slowly and easy. I'll make you smile.
At least light a candle.
Then you should sell it. Fix it, sell it.
Hey, we saved him $700.
Steph just got one, right? Did you get an Audi?
No, Steph's got a Mercedes. Steph?
Yeah, I could have sworn Suzanne told me she got an Audi.
I thought you said that too.
Suzanne, Stephanie has a Mercedes. She's always had the strongest applications you receive. Oh, he said you mentioned an Audi.
I thought you said Stephanie got a new Audi.
Hello, ZipRecruiter. The
All the other stuff.
of all sizes. Other ZipRecruiter for their high.
Oh my God, why would she buy that?
Who, Stephanie Thomas?
Yeah.
What did she get, an Audi?
Yes.
That's right.
Oh, the other Steph's. Yeah, I got it.
God, why would they get that in a million years?
Stephanie loves her car.
/free. Your shot is $1,000.
I thought.
Now, text the keyword cash to 200-200. You'll get a text confirming entry plus iHeartRadio info. Standard data and message.
Why did you send that back to me? Why did you send it back to me? Oh, because I sent
She got rid of the Buick because for spiritual reasons.
No.
She got in an accident in it. Mentally, she can't.
Hello, I'm Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. Welcome to the show. 303-713-TALK is the number this hour, brought to you by Become the Banker, a safe, conservative investment. And it is a guaranteed return of 4%. Yes, you buy life insurance. It's a mutual life insurance policy, so you own part of the company technically, and as part, they pay a dividend, 1%. They pay a 4% guaranteed return. And it grows very conservatively. Listen, right now, 4% solid guaranteed return is pretty good. But the main deal here, man, is that you overfund it on purpose in order to gain cash value that you can borrow against over your lifetime for different things and then pay yourself back. And then at the end of your work career, wherever you want to retire, you use it for retirement and you never pay it back. And the death benefit does. And you use it as a retirement plan, but you never pay taxes on it. BecomeTheBanker.info. Just go there and find out more. Every criticism I've gotten on this when I tell people to get back to me on it has all been based on one article done by a financial advisor who talks about what a bad deal whole life insurance is. And he's absolutely right. If you buy regular whole life insurance, this is meant to have as little insurance policy as possible with the highest premium in order to maximize cash benefit. The cost of insurance is less than 5%. So, way less than 5%. In fact, it's 1%, I think. Anyway, just find out details. BecomeTheBanker.info. Welcome to the show, folks. 303-713-TALK. Ideal Home Loans. For your next ideal home loan is our other co-sponsor for the hour, talking about saving money. How about this? One thing that Frank Duran, the real estate man, tells me, do you know what happens when they get multiple offers? And they go to the one that's approved. Absolutely, positively approved. Not qualified, approved. What's the difference? Well, one is just pre-qualified, meaning, well, based on your income, based on your bills, you should be able to borrow this. That means you're not a bum. But, Brent, pre-approval is an entire different ballgame. And Frank Duran, the realestateman.com, he says an approval from you guys when he gets one, it's like a cash offer. Can you explain it?
Well, yeah, so what we do is we go through the entire process ahead of time before you go out and look. We have your loan underwritten. We have everything done. All we need to close is a contract, an appraisal, title work, and get you through inspection, and we are ready to go. So this is the only way to go out and buy. It is so competitive right now, and as Frank talked about earlier this week, and you hear him talk about all the time, multiple offers on properties, multiple people bidding. The thing that's going to get you to the top of the pile is to take advantage of our 3-week closing guarantee with our pre-approval process, where we do everything up front before you even go out and shop.
And you are approved. So get it started right now at idealhomeloans.com. idealhomeloans.com, or 303-867-7000. Thank you very much, Brent, and let's get going to the phones. Today is car day. I got my buddies here. Mark had to leave. We got Craig from Rocky Mountain Tire Service with us. He's the one that goes to your place, wherever you are, and changes your tires. Even if you want to buy from him or not, it doesn't matter. Call for details or go see him on the referral list. Rocky Mountain Tire Service. We also have Andy Barella, Colorado Springs Dodge. That's self-explanatory. It's worth the drive, really. Especially, I don't even want to say it, with the quality of Dodge dealers over the years. They had some problems, man. Not Colorado Springs Dodge. I'm talking about they nixed one completely. Northland Dodge. They took the franchise away. And anyway, so Colorado Springs Dodge, proud to have them. Also, Alaramas Pro Auto Care. He just stepped out, right? He's here. Okay. And then Jeff Vick, Kimmer Transmission. So we're answering questions. Che, we wanted to talk to you about this because you had, or you have, an Audi, a 2013. The dealer is giving you a quote about $5,000 for a turbo. We thought that sounded high. And we had Alaramas look into it, as well as some other of our experts, okay? And it was very VIN number specific. And we said 5 sounded high. Jeff Vick said the turbo itself is around $1,000, and it should only take a few hours of labor. And what we were what we did not consider was that particular VIN number. It turns out to be 20 hours of labor. Alaramas figure, because you have to literally, not literally, but almost take out the engine. Al said for around, they could do it possibly for around $4,000. The dealer said $5,000. He'll always save you money over a dealer, but the $5,000 was not as outrageous as we thought.
Okay.
And he has a specific Audi tech. But thank you for hanging on. But we did the research, and truly, it is going to cost you some money. But the part itself is around $1,000. So it goes to show you, man, what things can cost, right? 303-713-TALK. Steve has a Land Rover with an LR3 tranny, or is that a Land Rover model, LR3?
That's the Land Rover.
Okay. I don't like Land Rovers. Jeff Vick, Kimmer Transmission. I don't like them. Andy Barella, Colorado Springs Dodge. I don't know how you guys feel about them. I don't know how you feel about them when you take them in on trade down there, Andy, but I think Land Rovers, in my opinion, are the worst value in cars you can buy. What's the sister one? Land Rover, and what is the other one?
The Range Rover.
Range Rover. I feel, and I've heard people say it's the worst value in cars when it comes to maintenance, quality, resale. What do you guys think?
Same thing on the maintenance side. They're expensive to take care of, and they really are, and they tend to be an oil leak car and something you chase on a pretty much regular basis.
Jeff?
Yeah, I got to mimic everything he just said there.
What about the tranny? Steve's going to talk about the tranny. Steve, what's the issue?
Well, when it's cold, it seems to work fine. But as soon as it gets warm, it starts shifting rough, and then it actually acts like it's stuck in third gear. We took it to our regular transmission shop, or we called them, and they don't even want to look at it and deal with it. And then we called our regular shop, and they said kind of the same thing. So we took it to a transmission shop, and they ran the codes, looked at it, and they said it needs a complete rebuild, and they quoted us about $7,000.
That sounds about right.
You're right there in the ballpark.
Is it? Okay.
Yeah, those Land Rovers are very expensive vehicles to start with. I mean, the components, particularly something like an engine or a transmission, that's where these numbers come from. I mean, they're expensive units to work on.
Okay. Well, we were looking at our options, and the transmission shop, they're willing to work with us. And I've looked around. I can get a used one for about $1,500, and they would put it in for about $11,000. Does that sound like a reasonable offer?
I'm sure you can probably save money over a dealer. Is that what you're talking about? Just saving money?
No, he's talking about tossing in a used unit.
Yeah.
I mean, I typically don't do that at all. And you've already got one used transmission. You really don't need another one. You're tossing the dice. I mean, they have inherent problems to them. By you purchasing that unit, if he puts it in there and there's still a problem with that unit, well, he didn't buy it. You did.
How many miles on that?
168,000.
Steve, how long have you had it?
We actually just picked it up at auction a few weeks ago.
Why'd you buy it?
To resell it probably. Although I really like it.
You really do. Okay. Well,
you're always taking a chance when you buy at auction. So.
Well, you're always taking a chance when you buy a Land Rover, period. Seriously. I mean, did you do research on these vehicles? They're bad vehicles. I mean, they really are. Land Rover and Range Rover are bad vehicles.
We've actually I had a Discovery, an old Disco, and I loved it, and that thing ran forever.
How long did you have that one?
Gosh, it was a 97. We bought it used in like 99, and we had it till, I think about 99, maybe 2000. We had it till, I think 2007.
You can't argue with personal experience if you love something. But in any case, I wouldn't put in a used one. These guys wouldn't put in a used one. It just seems like a waste to go through all that labor and have a used one put in, and you don't know what you have. And as Jeff said, the guy that puts it in is not going to take responsibility for it, or not if it goes bad. Eric, what's going on with you? Eric.
Hey, Tom.
Hey.
Tom. So I got a question for you that gets asked all the time.
Yep.
And you're going to start getting this question now even more. How the bleep can I stop the politicians from calling me? Literally this week, my wife
you know
and I
they're
combined
exempted, right? You know they're exempted from the...
So I can get up to 20... so far since Tuesday, my wife and I have each had 4 phone calls and 4 text messages from the Polis for Governor campaign, and we have asked them to remove us from their list.
Well, they can remove you from the list, but they're exempted. They're exempted from the do not call stuff.
I was told by the lady who called me on Wednesday night that they don't have to remove us from their list.
Okay, when I say they're exempted, maybe they don't. I can't tell you. I don't know one way or the other. I just know
there's no way to contact them.
They do have special privileges because it's considered a freedom of speech type thing.
But if I were to turn around and get on Twitter and give Mr. Polis my opinion of his freedom of speech, I would probably get a visit from the Secret Service.
Well, if you threatened his life, you would. But other than that, you wouldn't.
When you've had 4 phone calls each and 4 text messages each in less than 3 days.
Well, you can give your opinion, and Secret Service would do nothing. In fact, Secret Service doesn't handle local races. But I wanted to mention something to you. I don't like unsolicited calls either, and I get this all the time, not just about political, but about other things.
These are live calls. These aren't robocalls.
Yeah, I know, but I'm talking about soliciting in general. I hate them, but I don't know why it bugs people so much, because I simply, if I do not know the number, I simply do not answer. I have an automatic thing that says, what is it? It says, I can't answer right now. Please leave a message on voicemail. That's it, and it goes straight to voicemail. That's it. And you know what? The ones that are important, if I miss one that's important, they'll leave a message. So I don't know what else to tell you. But legally, listen, we're never going to stop that stuff, Eric. We're never going to. Okay? We just aren't going to stop it. What were you hoping, by the way? Just for the heck of it. I know you're frustrated, and I know you weren't probably expecting us to stop it. But what made you call? You're just pissed off enough.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just pissed off enough, and I didn't know if maybe you guys had a way to, had some backdoor way of contacting these campaigns and saying, hey, take me off your list.
Hey, do they spoof numbers, or do they come up with real numbers?
This is it was a real number. Now, the text ones I replied to and said, please remove from the list, and I got a thing back saying this number is unanswered. But the phone call one was 3 times in a 3 of the 4 calls were from the exact same number.
Well, block the number.
Yeah, that's what I would block the number.
Well, they haven't called it since I talked to the lady. Because the first 2 times they called, I missed the call.
Yeah.
And the third time, I had literally just gotten out of the shower, my phone rang, and I grabbed it just because I was expecting a phone call. and I answered it, and right away they asked for my wife.
You know what?
And I said she wasn't available.
Pain in the ass, right? Just pain. Yeah. By the way, blocking doesn't always work because you got through to us just now. Ha ha ha! Just kidding. Just kidding, Eric. 303-713-TALK. Justin's got a used car warranty issue. Justin, we're going to talk about this. Here's what I want to know. On the warranty issue, is it a factory warranty that you inherited or something the used car dealer gave to you?
It's extended warranty they added in to
So this is something that was added into the contract. It's not a factory warranty.
No, correct.
All right, you held on, and we'll come right back to you and talk about that because it's important. I'll tell you what else is important, and you know the whole theme of this show, saving money, simplyfloorsinc.com. Saving money, simplyfloorsinc.com. I give that site because that's their main interface, and I love companies going to these main interfaces of websites because you can fill out stuff and make your own appointment at simplyfloorsinc.com. Inc. as an INC incorporated. Here's the deal. They have designer services available. They have a wide selection of every floor covering all the big boxes have and all the so-called outlets and so-called mills, but they're going to be cheaper by 20 to 40%. That's it, because he simply makes less profit. He has the same buying power, makes less profit. He has a showroom at 52nd and Ward, and Buddy Mitchell, I know him personally, is just rewriting the rules when it comes to floor coverings. You have personalized service, designer service, wide selection, and savings. It's that simple at simplyfloorsinc.com.
This report is brought to you by LifeLock.
Well, looks
like right now the driver out of town really not
That's cool. So I was out in the hall talking to Ted trying to find out a little bit about those cars. He says what's typically notorious for those vehicles.
What are we talking about?
The vehicles. So the wastegate on those do go bad. They don't release. They overheat the turbo, cooks the oil, and wastes the bearings on it and stuff. They have a notorious problem with that. And especially if the guy's got a tune on it, it's probably hot rod. Most people with a turbo come flying up off the highway, pull on the driveway, shut the car off. No more oil.
They never let it run.
And that's a big deal, isn't it?
Big
Heart, lent.
Warming up, not so bad.
Got it, bro?
No, warming up is going to get, because it's a direct injected motor, so it has a high volume oil pump. But it's just, he said they just cook. They cook. And he says when we take them apart, we have to really look at stuff. And they could get hot and manifolds and stuff got to get changed.
Celebrate our biggest savings of the year. It's the Champions Spring Celebration. It's our very best offer of the year. Buy 2 new
I've got Verizon, so I got to go down the hall. I'll go talk on the phone. I can't make a phone.
Let me just see. Yeah. Hold on, without even looking. Ready?
Hi, this is Dave Logan.
Oh, my God.
I didn't look.
I was closer.
I didn't even look.
Here's the no look.
Also, no go. You've
No look. All right, never again before you get there.
First time for.
Damn!
Wait. Let me
with a no look shot from the corner.
Oh, man, thank you.
Okay, let me make it harder, just that way.
Anybody else want water, guys?
Okay,
So we're good, thank you.
No,
you're Tom anyway.
No, I was aiming at Tom.
You weren't.
I was aiming at Tom.
Did he move?
You know what's hard in this room is the arc because you don't have a lot of
over there. You
don't have a lot of room for error.
Damn, you play b-ball. You're a b-ball.
That was a Kareem skyhook.
You can definitely
missing the Kareem.
Yeah, there you go.
Join me Friday at 4
I left you speechless.
No, I got a real nasty one to come back with.
Hey, Tom, why don't you come here? Welcome. 303-713-TALK.
You know, Century RV, we have car day today, so centuryrv.com. That's Century with a C, meaning 100. Centuryrv.com has a new location in Lakewood, in addition to their north location on Highway I-25 and the turnoff to the exit to Longmont, Highway 119. There's a place up there with a service department. And the indoor facility, 30,000 square feet, indoors, is just north of 6th Avenue between Kipling and Sims next to Woodley's. CenturyRV.com. Great people. All right, so Justin has a used car warranty, and it's a warranty he got at the time of purchase. And what's the issue?
Well, first, when I bought the car, I was looking at everything I was paying for, and I asked what this charge was, and they're like, oh, it's a warranty we added in for you. So I mean, I had a little issue with that because I didn't actually want the warranty.
Yeah, how much did they add in?
$3,000.
God,
then,
how much was the car?
16. So then I was driving the car, and the check engine light comes on. And
Wait, are you
says,
telling me you walked out with $19,000? You bought the car, and okay, and what kind of car?
An Acura MDX, a 2008.
Acura MDX. Okay, so go ahead now. You're going to tell your story.
Yeah, so I was driving. The check engine light comes on, and it says transmission failure. Pull over. I called the dealership, and they said, well, you're about 50 miles away from us, so go to the nearest Acura dealership. So I went to Courtesy Acura. The guy there was super helpful. He's like, should be no problem. We'll get it taken care of. Here's a loaner car for you.
Oh, wow.
Well, then they're having a hard time trying to even find the warranty number. So
well, wait a minute, though. You said this was a warranty that the dealer came up with. It wasn't an Acura warranty, right?
No, it was one that they, I guess, put in. It's a bumper-to-bumper warranty they have.
Okay.
Through this company. Well,
it's $3,000, man. Jeez.
Yeah. Well, they're the Courtesy Acura kept playing phone tag. They're saying that the warranty company can't find my warranty at all. Pikes Peak Acura is giving me the runaround, and then finally,
who sold you the car?
Pikes Peak Acura.
So Pikes Peak. Hold on. You know, this is not unheard of dealers charging for a warranty and never buying one.
Right.
So, did you find out, did Pikes Peak Acura truly purchase a warranty for you?
I still don't know because they picked up the car. I've had a loaner car for 3 weeks. They picked up the car a few days ago and said they fixed it for me. And
that still doesn't solve the issue.
No. I asked if I had a warranty, and I was told, I don't know, so I emailed the finance manager, and I've not gotten a response.
Here's what I would do, okay?
Did he ever get a copy of it? Did you ever get a copy of your warranty?
I did.
Okay, listen, Justin. This is really serious. You first of all, as crazy as this sounds, you are responsible for the transmission or whatever happened. How much was that repair?
I mean, it was only $148. Like, I absolutely...
Wait, whole repair was only $148?
Yeah, I guess it was a cap, they said, that needs to be fixed.
So with tow and everything, what would it be?
I don't know. They
let's just say let's just say $250. Let's just say it, whatever.
Sure.
You should get a refund for everything but that. And you don't have a warranty. You know they didn't buy a warranty, or they would show it to you. If they cannot prove, Justin, you have to take it from here. If they cannot prove a warranty in your name, what you need to do is get a refund. So let's just say $200. Let's get a refund for $2,800. If they cannot refund you that money, you call us back. Or show you proof of a warranty. Do not screw around with this, Justin. No, I think they my opinion, I think they ripped you off.
No, I agree. And right now I'm at the point where I feel like the contract I had with them, they didn't follow their end of it, so it's now mitigated that contract. I don't
No, I don't think you're going to try to make the argument the whole car deal is no.
Right.
I wouldn't. I mean, that's my. I wouldn't say that. You really think you can get out of the whole car deal?
No, I don't want to, honestly. It's just I don't trust these people now. I mean,
I wouldn't trust them either unless we're all mistaken and they truly have a warranty. But it's very simple. Prove. Say, I want you to prove I have a warranty. I need some registration. I want to contact the company. Or listen, we'll get involved, but you can also assume in small claims court and get your money back. I mean, what are they going to do? Say, oh, Your Honor, don't worry about it. No. They sold you something, man. Come on. Let's just, I want you to do your homework right now. You call them and say, look, I'm going to admit that I will have to pay for that repair, but every other penny I want refunded because I do not have a warranty. Make it very simple. You can say I want a full $3,000 warranty for, refund, and I'll pay for the other deal. Okay? That's the way it should be. And you're done with them. Call us back, please, Justin. We want to hear from you. This is a good follow-up, and we can help you. Did you have anything? Okay. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. I can't stand this crap when it happens, guys. We hear about this all the time. Chris wants to know something, guys. Okay? Something about, oh, it's a comment. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Chris. What is your comment on Audis and Volvos?
Oh, when you guys were talking earlier about the gentleman with the turbo that's going out on the Audi, I guess I'd have to disagree a bit with when you get into these high-end cars like the Volvos and the Audis. My suggestion would be go to the dealer. Don't try and save any money. We've had our Volvo win a couple times.
Are you talking about for repair?
For repair.
Why is that?
Well, I think a lot of times, unless it's a mechanic that's working on them all the time, especially our Volvos, we've noticed, we took it into an independent for a 50,000-mile service, and they did a transmission fluid change on it, and mid-year in Volvo, they had changed over the fluids to a new additive package. We had to pay $1,200 to Volvo to get the thing flushed and refilled because the transmission wouldn't work.
Over fluids? Okay, something sounds missing to me. I totally disagree. I think that if you can find a great independent mechanic, that unless you have an exceptional dealer like Purifoy or something, that, I mean, in fact, people go there even when they didn't purchase the car there. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about normal stuff. I don't think you have to go to a dealer at all. Now, would it be better sometimes? Yeah, if it's not a good mechanic. But if you have a specific where something was done wrong specifically, and you said your transmission, does that sound right to you that an additive package was added and the transmission would not work? Can you
can get some shift quality issues and stuff like that. For $1,200, that's why you don't go to the Audi dealership, because you just got run over the coals on flushing that thing out.
Chris was charged $1,200 for it?
That's what he just said.
Okay. So, Chris,
on a Volvo,
were you charged $1,200 for a Volvo transmission service?
Well, yeah, They had to go up. They had to flush it twice with their Volvo fluids to run everything out of it so they could get
And the fluids that were put in there that weren't right, what were they?
They were Volvo, OEM Volvo that worked right.
No, I'm talking about the first time you had it done, and you said it was done wrong, so now you assume every independent mechanic...
It was an aftermarket. A synthetic was put in it.
So a synthetic was put in it, and you said it didn't ruin the transmission, but the transmission was not working right.
Yeah, you would just vibrate under acceleration.
Did you go back to that independent to ask?
We did, and they would do nothing about it because the books they showed that was the fluid for it. And what had happened is the only way you would have known is if you were a Volvo and were looking on the Volvo computer.
That's the only way you would have known. Okay. You know, I would like to investigate that very specific case, Chris, because something, in my opinion, is missing. But I would like details, and I'll investigate it. I would love to. 303-713-8255. Hey, Tim, what's going on with you, Tim?
Well, I was taking a walk at night one time. I was on my way home, and I got stopped by a couple of cops.
Taking a walk?
Yeah, well...
Well, what do you mean stopped? Like you were speeding or what?
No, I was literally on the sidewalk. I didn't even have keys on me.
Why did they stop?
Well, a couple of people that I was hanging out with, they got a little concerned because I was away from the house for a little bit. So then they called for the cops to come and check on me.
How old are you?
I'm 35.
Wait, you go for a walk. If my friends called and said, my friend went for a walk, unless I'm missing 24 hours, how long were you missing?
Probably about an hour.
Something is wrong, Tim. I'm not hearing the full story. So hold on. You tell me the full story when we come back, because I'm not going to go fishing, but cops will not check on someone who went for a walk for an hour. They just won't do it. So your friend said something else, okay? That's the whole point. What was said? Because cops don't just go up to people on a walk, okay? And I hate when I hear stories and they don't tell me the truth straight up. So if you tell me exactly the true details, I know we can get to the bottom of it. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. If you're ever in trouble and you need a bankruptcy, winkandwink.com. And I'm hoping this never happens to you, but it does happen in life. And when it does, Wink and Wink, they're going to tell you how to do it legally and ethically. And they will not judge you. They'll just take care of you. And again, sometimes people are caught with a divorce, a loss of job, a medical catastrophe. Most of them happen because of medical problems. 303-410-1720. But here's something very easy to remember, winkandwink.com.
This is Denver's talk station, 630 KHOW, an iHeart radio station with Ross Kaminsky mornings, Michael Brown afternoons, KHOW, Denver.
Place. So what was his Volvo? And they said, and he said, you guys refused to do anything because you said you put the right fluid in it. Something's missing.
I have no idea.
Yeah, we got to get his last name. Suzanne, would you give me the last name? I don't know why you didn't mention it. He wants to look it up, man. I want to face this. I want to see what he's talking about. I think he's keeping something out. So do you have that Volvo's guy's full name? Okay, thanks. What's going on, Jeremy?
How you guys doing?
Good.
How are you? Good. You got a quick second?
You got it.
How long did you break, Tom?
Oh, it doesn't matter.
Okay.
Just take it.
Deadliest school shooting.
Yeah, this is the Texas shooting.
Wait, how's that deadlier than the other guy that just? How many kids did he kill?
And up to 10, I heard here.
Yeah.
Well, how many were in the other one?
The
one that just happened.
No, this is Texas. This is in Texas.
Guys, the one, not this.
Florida.
The one.
Oh, the other one.
How many died?
17.
Yeah, this is 8. How do they call this the deadliest?
Where's this? Maybe in Texas. Maybe in Texas.
My God in heaven. When is this shit going to stop? This fucking school stuff. Come on.
I mean, I've got a 5-year-old and a 3-year-old, and
this scares the living hell out of me.
I'm pretty sure they're going to be homeschooled at this point.
So, God. I'm trying to look in the email on this one. The guy that got picked up by the cops, I think if I remember it right, he got tased by the cops.
Why?
He didn't say it in his thing.
Come on, man. That just doesn't happen. I
don't
know.
So this is what happened. So he fell down, hit his head. They called an ambulance. They took him in there, and then they got a $1,200 bill for the ambulance.
It says here, never got a bill.
And they never got a bill. Right, okay, they never got a bill, and then now they put them in collections, and they're going to take the tax refund. So this is the same one. Just to give you an update on it.
Oh, what a mess that is.
Stupid games, win stupid prizes.
Need some better friends.
But you're right. I'm sure they would have said, he's drunk, or
he's a danger to himself.
Yeah,
he's threatening.
something like that. I would assume.
Because that's a welfare check that they're on alert for.
Even though I would like to taste somebody.
It's fun.
It's fun. It breaks
up
the
fun. My
monotony.
neighbor didn't care for it too much.
Yeah. Did Mark ever tell you a story? I should take a story. He talked this guy that had been drinking and stuff to put on his dog collar there. and then he would, every time he tried to remove it, he get shot. He couldn't stay back.
Did the same thing with a bark collar.
You know, we did that years ago. Yeah. We had a shock collar that we put on. It would be akin to Mark. Guy would know. And listeners could vote whether the shocking got a certain number, they got a shock.
We should do that every day.
Hi.
Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. I think I'm going to do that again. Hey, I'm sorry, off the air. I'll tell you what it's about, and I'm going to do it again. Art of Granite will give you a price on the phone if you're looking to do granite or countertops. Well, granite countertops or marble or whatever. They do all solid surface and natural stone. They're stone importers, and here's the deal. If you call and give them measurements and a photo, they'll give you a quote on just the countertops or the cabinets or whatever you want to do. And whenever you do the kitchen, they do the bathroom free. They also haul out and tear away free. Everything that they tear out and haul away free is free, and also all of the materials are at wholesale, except the cabinets, a small markup from the manufacturer. So the granite, the slabs, all of that wholesale, and they only charge for the fabrication and installation. And again, bathroom is free when you do the kitchen. Get your price on the phone, 303-386-5919. If you didn't get that, just remember this, artofgranite.net. Now, Tim is telling me a story, and I want to help. I really do. But I always have to go so roundabout to get these stories. According to him, he's walking down the street. His friends called because he was out taking a walk for an hour. They were concerned. So the cops came up and confronted him. Now, something is going on. I don't know the rest of the story, but Tim, what did your friends tell the police? Because if someone called and said, Tom Martino went out for a walk and he hasn't been back, it's been an hour, they wouldn't do a thing. They wouldn't do one thing. You have to be missing 24 hours. If I was gone for 10 hours, they wouldn't do anything. So what did your friends say that caused police to go out looking for you?
We were drinking, and I assume that he figured that I was upset.
Okay, so your friend said, my friend left, he had been drinking, and he's upset. So then the cops were looking for you. They had a description probably. And what did they do? They pulled up alongside you, or what did they do?
They did. And after they tried, or they wanted to figure out what was going on.
Did they say, hey, sir, stop, or come over here, or what?
Yeah.
Okay.
Essentially, they were like, hey, are you Timothy? And then I said yes. So
okay.
Then they knew they had the right guy.
Good. Then what?
And then, so they wanted me to get into the car with them, and I just wanted to continue on my way home.
Sure. But if you were intoxicated, that technically is against the law.
So what
to be in public intoxicated.
Right. Well, and then so what had happened was after continuing, there was a tussle.
Well, first of all, wait. So when they said to get in the car, did you just kept walking?
Yeah, I didn't want to.
So then it is. It's not resisting, but it's you were intoxicated, and they wanted you in the car, and if you didn't go voluntarily, then they arrested you or apprehended you. So they grabbed you and put you in the car, or what?
They grabbed me and then put me on the ground.
Okay, then what?
After that, they called for backup, and I ended up getting tased.
Yeah, because you were fighting, obviously. I mean, I doubt you were just saying, hey, man, I don't want to go. Right. So you were tased, and that's all procedure. That's very unfortunate. Then what happened?
It is. Well, they called the ambulance, and they put me into the ambulance. And then from there, I went into the ambulance, and then...
That's all standard, too, for intoxication and tasing and falling. But let me ask you something. Were you ever in trouble before, or is this just BS?
This is actually a one-time deal.
Okay. Never in trouble before. So then what happened?
No.
Okay.
So after that legal proceeding and everything was taken care of, a year later, I get my taxes held from the state of Colorado saying that I've never paid an ambulance bill, which I never even got.
Oh, that sucks.
I never received an ambulance bill. I never received a call from them, except for the state of Colorado is now holding my taxes.
Well, what they're going to do is pay the ambulance bill, and then you'll get the rest, right?
That's what I thought. I mean, I thought.
How much was your refund?
$140.
That's how much the refund was?
Yeah.
Well, no, you're not going to get anything. That's not even the ambulance bill. The ambulance bill is going to be about $1,400.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, so you're going to owe more. So that's all standard. But what's not standard is usually they make an attempt to collect before they do that. But they do have a right to do that. I mean, it's unfortunate.
Is it my responsibility for the ambulance ride when I was under police custody?
Yep, it is.
It is?
Yeah,
okay.
If they find it necessary to call an ambulance, just like if you were unconscious and they called an ambulance, right? It is, yeah, of course.
All right, and then additionally, is it standard procedure for them to withhold my tax returns when I never received any sort of notification that
It's standard procedure to be reimbursed for bills like that. But because the police department was billed, it's standard, but normally it's after you refuse to pay. So it's weird that you didn't get. I mean, it's more of a technicality. I mean, it didn't do you any harm. You would have had to pay anyway. So whether you paid with your tax return or you paid when they sent you a bill.
And additionally, in regards to the collection aspect, I don't want this on my credit report, and I don't feel as if it should be.
Nope. You know what? I had something taken off one time because I never received a bill, honest to God, and it went into collections, and the collection attorney, who now we use as an expert for collections, he verified that they had been sending it to the wrong address, and he took it off the credit report because I truly was never, ever notified. I did pay the bill, but here's the point. If you can show that you never got the bill and now you pay it, I think you can get it removed. But here's the problem, Tim. You're going to owe a lot more money, so you got to pay it first. Before you even make that argument, you got to pay it.
Sure.
Once you pay it, then call us back and we'll help you try to get it removed if truly they never sent it to you. I can't believe they never, just tried, because they had your name and address, right?
Absolutely. I mean, and especially the state. I mean, it's all in the police report. They have my updated information. They have my address. They have my phone number.
Why don't you ask? Did you ask them why you were never billed?
I did.
And what did they say?
Well, they said that they're transferring from one collection department to another, and I'm going to have to wait another 30 days before I can get a bill from the new collections agency.
No, but why didn't you get one from the old one?
I have no idea. She totally avoided my question.
Okay, well, you know what? Find out who billed you to begin with. Was it the police department or the hospital directly or the ambulance? Find out. You got to do some legwork. I can't do it for you.
It's the Denver Fire Metro, West Metro.
Okay, Fire District. Okay, it's the emergency, or it's the West Metro Fire, whatever they call it, Safety District, whatever it is. If they sent the bill, would you contact someone there? Don't do it in an adversarial way. Just simply ask, why do you think this went to collection before sending a bill to me? Then somebody in the office is going to say, well, wait a minute, we sent it to this address, blah, blah, blah. And if they did, they'll have it on record. If not, Tim, you just have to do your legwork, okay? And find out. Then, if it wasn't ever sent to you, they're not going to take the bill off until you pay it, and then you can dispute the late part of it. Not the bill, but the late part of it you can dispute. Greg, what's on your mind? Hello, Greg.
Hi.
Hey.
My wife got a call from, I guess it's somebody finding unclaimed money.
Yeah.
They said they found money when we lived in a state. This is like 20 years ago. And I would assume they want to collect some portion of that.
Yeah, they usually get a fee. And you know what? A lot of these are legit. They just take a fee. They find something in an escheat fund or a treasury fund, and then they track you down. And then they basically, take a fee.
But you can do it yourself.
Of course you can. You can do it yourself.
That's what he should do.
If he knows the state he lived in, why don't you take any state you lived in? It could be leftover FHA proceeds from the FHA insurance you bought and then you refinanced or sold. It could be an unclaimed bank account. It could be anything, man. It could be whatever it is. Here's the deal. How many states have you lived in the past 20 years?
3.
Then go to each state treasury department and do a search. Most of them have a website. You can put your name in, and they will come up with anything that they have holding for you. It's that easy.
Excellent. Thank you.
All right, man. And it's the Treasury Department. Some of them call them different names. They're usually called escheat funds. In Colorado, they call it the Great Colorado Payback or something,
but
right?
But if you search unclaimed property plus the state, it usually comes up, the site.
Right. So you can find that site in each state you lived. Again, these people that are these treasure hunters, they're not doing anything wrong. I mean, some people do get ripped off because they ask for money up front and then they disappear. I'm not talking about that. I'm just talking about, the people who really did find something. Suzanne, you say we have a follow-up on this vinyl wrap?
Yeah, well, Deputy Greg talked to Chris, the owner, and he wants to make it
He's
all
a nice
right.
guy.
He is. He just says she's really kind of hard to work with. He was going to give her a call and just say, hey, let's get this worked out.
Okay. He said that the first time, but she said, she said he put on the wrong color and it's bubbling. I just can't believe he did it twice and it's still bubbling. So he does want to work it out. Give it a shot just one more time for us. Lent, I don't know why he doesn't give the money back. Lent Construction. Lent Construction did something I recommend. I say get a website that says what you do, man, and get it and be the best. And he did. He loves basements. He has bestbasementsdenver.com. Jack Lent, an owner. He's been in law enforcement, and he has a background of integrity and doing what he says and says what he does, and he has 20 years in the construction business, licensed, bonded, insured. Every job takes Jack's complete attention until completed. He has a 1-year warranty on all materials and labor. He looks for the best, most efficient ways to accomplish your creative design at minimal cost. He calls it value engineering. Your choices on each level of finish, and he doesn't do allowances. He does line item quotes so you get an accurate assessment of what it will cost you. Plus, something very, very important, and that is complete design integration so it doesn't look like you just added that basement. Look them up. bestbasementsdenver.com. Lent Construction, line by line. You'll know exactly what it's costing, and he'll sit down with you. You'll love the guy. BestBasementsDenver.com.
This report is brought to you by LifeLock.
Well, looking around here in Denver right now, you're seeing lunch hour traffic real heavy in the tech center. Cherry Creek's been a bit of a mess here as you try to make your way out for the lunch hour as well. For the most part, everyone seems to be getting around town tonight. Big issues. Be aware of our congratulations are
like that.
weather permitting.
That guy didn't get a bill. He's worried about $148 returns.
I think he's worried about everything.
Well, yeah, he was pissed off the way the whole thing went down.
I'd be pissed off at my friends.
Yeah.
But they said something, though. They said, here's what they said. He's drunk, he's mad, I'm afraid of what he's going to do. I think he's going to hurt himself. Something like that. You know, because police never respond.
Yeah, it had to be something from
Here.
the response.
Yeah. You
And
paid
not
a
only
$1,200 bill.
that, they responded thinking something.
And let me tase you.
You know, they had something.
Yeah, he was
Yeah,
you should have asked him, how is that tasing?
I wonder, what does it feel like, I wonder?
Let's try it on air.
No, I would be afraid, but man,
it
people
hurts.
say,
It hurts. It's an intense shock. It locks up all your muscles.
I got a son and a son-in-law that are deputies.
Can it hurt?
El Paso County. They say it hurts, man, because you have to go through that.
I imagine they do.
Yeah.
You know, when you went through it?
Yeah, they have to mace you. You have to be maced, tased.
Yep. Yeah, that's all.
It's
straight in police training.
Oh yeah.
Well, you don't do it yourself.
No, they do it for you.
No.
You can't let go of the trigger.
Yeah, they say that is no fun.
Oh, it's just like that number when you go through the tear gas thing. That ain't no freaking fun.
Yeah, they say that's fun.
You know what? That's very, very interesting that they have to do that.
Yeah.
Well, they want you.
They
That
want
way
you to
you
know
know
what you're
what you're
dishing
doing
out,
to
man.
somebody.
Yeah,
I think it is good. I think it is.
Yeah.
It probably is.
Should we do it on air? Would you like to come back and we'll do it?
Oh, yeah, brain injury, tased, and pepper sprayed all in the same day.
How did you get your injury?
I'm on the floor, right?
Yep.
Is this me? Hi, Tom Martino here. Let's get right to the phones.
Your diesel, man. What's going on, Vero?
Well, just curious about oil bypass systems. Are they worth the money on a diesel?
Let's talk about what it is first. On oil bypass, what does it mean, guys? What is, in simple words, what is an oil bypass system on a diesel? Jeff?
I think you're just talking about the filter system that you loop out of it and run back in, correct?
Correct.
Yeah.
So are you talking about an external, an added filter?
Secondary system.
Right. So you're actually filtering the oil a little bit more. You're adding a little bit to the capacity, not a whole heck of a lot. So, you know, a decent system, you know, you can buy them all day long for, you know, $300-400.
But if done right, I would say the more filtering, the better, or
100%.
not?
Yeah, well,
it could be good.
And, you know, quite frankly, when it comes down to filtering, the quality of the filter you're using to begin with has more to do with how well that system's going to get cleaned out as opposed to how many filters you've got in line.
Does that make sense to you?
Now, yeah, it does. And right now, so one of the filters is going down to like 2 micron. And they're saying that you only have to replace that like every 25,000 miles, which seems a little extreme.
It does to me too, man. Wow.
It is.
Yeah, the filter elements themselves, depending on what the element's made of, I mean, which manufacturer you're using, the elements will break. What is it?
AMSOIL.
Okay, no, that's a fantastic product. So if they're probably actually rated to go that far.
Okay.
So why would you use a bypass system with that oil? That oil has great properties for suspension and stuff. Why would you use another filter?
Well, I'm concerned because the new exhaust systems on these 6.7s are pumping all the exhaust right back into the oil, and so the oil is just constantly black. And so it's just more concerning that all that stuff.
Yeah, any of the diesels you get out there, I mean, once you've got about 100 miles on that truck, you're never going to see clean oil inside that thing ever again.
Yeah, it's always going to be black.
But in any case, either go with a better filter. But doesn't AMSOIL have its own filter, though?
Yeah.
Bill, you have an AMSOIL filter, right?
Correct. It all came with the same system.
Yeah, I would say just stick with that.
Yeah, you're definitely not going to hurt yourself by doing it, but
there's
I
no
think
need
you're
to.
overthinking it.
Yeah. Marta, what's happening?
Okay, so this morning a friend of mine called me, and her car had been towed from her apartment, and
Why?
it was on the do not tow list. Well, she lives there for several years, and on May 8th, she had to bring her car to a body shop, so they gave her a loaner, and she went to the office at her apartment, and they registered the number, and she heard them
Why
call.
is she on a what is called a do not tow list? I want to get on that list. Well, no, what is involved in that? Seriously.
Okay, at her apartment building, normally you have your car and they register the number, right?
Okay.
But this is strictly do not tow at her apartment building where she lives.
Because
because it was a loaner car from
they didn't have it on the list.
It was on the list. She went there on May 8th and put it on the list.
And when was it towed?
Last night.
Why? Did they say why?
No, but I had to drive the friggin' 50 miles up to, round trip up to there to Brighton
But listen,
Avenue
Marta, if she put it on if she registered, and I don't think it's so much a do not tow list. I think it's a list that says you belong there, right? So it's an authorized list. So
well, when we got up to the towing facility up there in Brighton Vista Towing, they said, "Oh, it was a glitch."
Well, then then she shouldn't have to pay for it if it's a glitch.
She
Come
didn't
on.
pay for it, but
she missed her morning
thank
shift. Goodness.
Her daughter couldn't get to work either because
Okay.
she drives her.
Now
I had to drive 60 miles round trip, and no apology, and they're just like,
okay, hold on. Then we got a problem because if it actually they acknowledged it in so much she didn't pay, and thank goodness for that part, and because we have idiots that would charge for that, or we've heard of them. So let's talk about this. Again, small claims court, she's going to claim damages. She lost work. I think she might collect. I don't know what we could do as far as, what is she saying she's owed? I don't mind calling him and saying, look, you guys did this, but whose fault was it? The management company or the towing company?
so there's a third party involved. There's a security company that runs around the parking lot and checks vehicles, right? So I don't know, and I'm going to find out from that security company.
This is a cluster cluck.
Yeah.
It really.
I'm guessing the security works for the apartment building, and they made the call.
Okay, so the security people made the call, and then the tow company doesn't. They don't kind of advise or what? They don't double check.
They said it was a glitch. They said, yeah, you are on the do not tow list, but it.
But hold on, how does it normally work? That the security company makes the recommendation. Is the tow company supposed to check?
Yes.
Okay, so it's not the security company's problem then. It's the tow company's problem.
Yes.
Okay, but if the tow company did not get an updated list from the management company, it's the management company or the landlord. So is the tow company saying, well, we didn't get that loaner thing?
No, they didn't say that. In fact, on the phone in the morning, they apologized to her and said it was a mistake. But then they wouldn't. We asked them to give us a piece of paper that said that.
Of course they won't. Of course they won't. Because
sign the receipt, and the receipt said, per management request, they zeroed it out. The charges, they were going to charge her $281.
You could sue the security company, the management company, and the tow company, and let the judge figure it out.
Cool.
Small claims court. And you just say, she has to verify or, quantify these losses. She's claiming, like, they're going to say, well, did you try to get to work? It's something called mitigation. Did you try to get to work? You could have taken an Uber or a Lyft. I mean, really, what's the argument there?
Well, she takes her granddaughter to work, and the car seat was in the vehicle that was towed away.
Yeah, I think she has some good arguments. I really do. I think she might win. And Marta, if she does this, you would do it in the county where that place is located. I would love for you guys to keep us apprised of it. I would love to know what happens because, we could call the management company and ask them if they would voluntarily pay, but how much are we talking about?
Oh, I don't know. On the bill that they zeroed out, they charged $4 a mile to tow. And so I just drove my car 60 miles.
I know, but
and
that's
I get
not
$4 a mile, and she had to drive her car back 30 miles.
Of course you can't. Of course you can't. Of course you can't, because that's not a published fare. I mean, to own a car and to drive a car doesn't cost $4 a mile. But
I guess 54 cents a mile or whatever the government.
But you probably could get something for the gas. I really do believe you guys have some losses. The important thing is detailing them for the judge. Gas, wages, whatever. You got to be detailed. All right? I'm Tom Martino. we're running out of time, but I want to say Kimmer Transmission, thank you very much, Pro Auto Care, Colorado Springs Dodge, and Rocky Mountain Tire Service. Thanks all for being here. They are all on the referral list at referrallist.com. Save all your problems for me.
Visit Lady Luck Casino Blackhawk for exhilarating.
You ran through a lot of them. They look like they How's it?
Is it possible? Let's go downstairs. Okay, yeah, we will. That's the best way to do it. I'm just like,
you've never seen the character.
No, he's been to our shop. We've never done a training service on his car. You're kidding. Yeah, that's what Alex said. He goes, I look at his history. He's never touched his training. He goes, well, you know what? We better nip that in the bud because that guy is saying that you ruined his, not ruined it, but the caused the problem because we didn't know that this thing had new fluid but you never touched it. Alex said, I looked at his history. He could not see where we did any transmission service on his vehicles. So I'll get the paperwork. How could he make that? I will find out, man, because I'm trying to do this through text messages. Because you realize how with all the good work you guys do, one guy, even if it's valid, if it's only 1 out of 100, that one will make more noise than all the 100 or the 9.